my freedom, can't take my land. You can't take my guns from me, young man. Don't tread on me, you'll fall where you stand. I played dirty as a dog, Lord, forgive my sins. The world that we're living in is going to hell. You'd rather bite your tongue and bite the stories they sell. Stand my ground till the day I'm gone. Salute the ones who never made it home. I bleed red and my stripes were white and my skies are blue. I don't call 911. I was raised with guns that I like to shoot. I was born and raised hell. I was raised to stand my ground. I keep one hand on the Bible, and a middle finger to the man. I keep one hand on the Bible, and a middle finger to the man.
See, we soldiers in this new age and tread on enemy lines. Old school in our veins and never change with the hands of time. All these crooked politicians on a mission just to find all the brains they can wash and all the rules they can't apply. Just a bunch of sheep inside these fences, always sleeping, mostly senseless, medicated, incarcerated. I hate to say it, but the truth is vicious. Lied to and deprived too. They got us in the system. Middle finger to the man. You either with us or against us.
I'm bleeding red and my stripes are white and my skies are blue. I don't call 911. I was raised with guns that I like to shoot. I was born and raised hell. I was raised to stand my ground. I keep one hand on the Bible, and a middle finger to the man. I keep one hand on the Bible, and a middle finger to the man.
Soldiers in this new age and tread on enemy lines. On school in our veins and never change with the hands of time. I said we soldiers in this new age and tread on enemy lines. Old school in our veins and never change with the hands of
I
time.
bleed red and my stripes are white and my skies are blue. I don't call 911. I was raised with guns that I like to shoot. I was born and raised hell. I was raised to stand my ground. I keep one hand on the Bible, and a middle finger to the man.
What's up, everybody? So what's up? Y'all can hear me? 5x5. Oh, cool. Is that a little shower? A little sprinkle? So what's up, everybody? I don't know. I know it's been a minute. I've been on other people's. That's not that I didn't want to, but that was out of respect, I get asked, so I attend, but I don't know, man. I've been trying to kind of come to terms with things, and it's hard to explain because then I realized that so much of this I share with you guys, but yet there's a lot that you don't see and know about. So then you might assume something connects to one thing when it really doesn't, because it's not really as much YouTube related as you might think. It's so it's kind of a juggle of all, and I'm not good on a social level. Work's work, that's one thing. A social level, I think some of it is I'm talking to like anybody that listens, but at the same time, there's different layers of relationships that are being established, and so, and I've tried to handle things, but I probably need to just go ahead and say up front that it's not that there's going to be a side of me that you haven't really seen. Well, yeah, you haven't seen it because I just haven't been pushed into that side, but I try to change a lot, but you're probably going to see me. You're going to see a little bit of a change. I'm going to try to continue to do this because there's so many people that I enjoy having the conversation with. But you get these 600, 7, whatever subs, but you really are having a communication with maybe 20 or 30 people, and so because I've got shit that's going on right here, life changing shit, and I don't want to be fake, so I don't want to get on here, and that's why I haven't been on much, because it's like, well, I guess I could get on and then I can sit here and I can blow smoke up your ass and be like, oh yeah, man, yeah, we're gonna prep for the ceilings and everything's gonna be all right. But I don't feel that. See, I haven't really felt that. I'm this country's on Episcopal of shit coming to a head. Well, my fucking life is coming to a pinnacle of shit. And I just don't know. I started a journey sharing with you guys, talking with you guys, and I understand that there's people that have been listening, and they truly care, and they're concerned, and I understand that. And there's also fucking shitheads out there. There's shitheads. It's like some dipshit trying to comment on, thinking I said one thing, thinking it's talking about one person when I really wasn't. It's because just dipshits assume shit without ever going, hey, is that what you meant? And I don't give a shit. I've tried to always be the polite way, because I've always tried to go, okay, well, this is what I really need to do. I need to try to be the better person. I need to try to, but you know what? Sometimes maybe somebody needs to go, hey man, you're acting like a fucking retard. So maybe I do need to just be blunt about shit. Maybe I need to just fucking, if I see some of this stupid shit about, how about we get out of batshit crazy world and we join in the here and now? How about that shit? I don't know, man. I don't know that I'm good company. And I'm sorry I haven't even paid attention to chat. Don't know a word thing that's been said. And I'm sorry for that. Well, I apologize. I'm not really sorry for it. I apologize, because I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm intentionally not trying to get distracted. That would be the more politically correct way to say it. My nerve endings are peaking. Shit's happening here. And there's a side of me that wants to share that with you. But then I see some of these other, and it's not anybody in here. So God dang, don't get your butt hurt over this shit. See, sometimes I don't even feel like I can talk anymore, because it's like, well, hell, if I say something, it must have been talking about me. It's like, what? Oh, I didn't even know you said anything about that. Well, ironic. But I've seen some of all these grifter channels. I guess that's what everybody calls them, grifter channels, and it's the Benny Haws, the holy water in the vial. It's all going to send me your donations. It's kind of like all these churches with their 75-inch screens and all their fancy foo-ha-ha. And somehow you just need to keep giving them more, even though you don't have that shit at home, but yet you're supposed to keep giving to them. And so I don't want to come across it. Dude, shit is so fucked up around here. If I told you what all was fucked up around here, it would sound like I was writing some kind of whiny ass story. That'd be like, it would be like the ultimate grifter story, feel sorry for me. And I don't want that. I have no intention of ever wanting that. And so part of me wants to share it with you, and you can just see how fucked up is. Don't make bad decisions. But at the same time, I don't want that to come across like some picture. Like, ooh wee, because it ain't about ooh wee. Hell, I dug this stupid ass hole all by myself. I made stupid decisions. I chose certain path based off of my principles. Might not have been the smartest, but at the end of the day, I can say I didn't run away. So I never left. So there's just some things, and it's hard to talk about. At first, I thought, well, okay, no, this would be cool. I'm sharing because I share so much. I can share my drug addiction and alcoholism, all my little criminal shit, my biker thugs wannabe days. I can share all that shit with you. I don't care. I could share some of the responding shit, firefighting shit and all that. I can share that. Some it's a little harder, but then there's some things that's like, man, I don't know. If I start sharing that, then that sounds like you're whining. Or if I share this sounds like you're dogging someone. And then, man, I don't know. My nerves are just so frazzled here lately. I just, you got to watch how you say shit on the internet, because heaven forbid it gets brought up against you. But some days you just want to beat the living shit out of an oak tree. You just, and I don't know, maybe that's a rare feeling. I don't think it is. I think there's at least a good little small percentage of people that understand that feeling. You just want to beat the shit out of an oak tree, man. Somehow you just feel like, I don't know. Anyway, so I've just been, that's why I kind of haven't been going live, because when you're live, you're the host. So, it revolves around you. And so I was like, well, it's just like going to work. I can change my shit. That's not my role. My role is to do a job. I can do a job, bam. I'm there to do the job. Well, it's like and I don't mean this. So anybody that's invited me, don't take this wrong, because I ain't meaning it like that. But it's like when I get invited, I can put my own shit aside then to go and kind of just, hang right there. And so I've been able to do that. And that's why I've done that. But then today I realized, hell, there's so many of y'all that don't even probably, you're just like in limbo, and so I don't know, man. There's just been a lot of going on. And shit's just in such fucked up shape right now that it's just. And, I used to have some conversations with people back in the day, and I've explained it to them, and I can say it, some people make decisions and they choose a path, and they're willing to brunt the shit because they know the other people involved can't handle it. So you just roll with it. And it's kind of like, I can tell you that this time next month, that day's going to suck too, just as bad as today. I can tell you that next fucking month, on the 17th, it's going to suck just as bad, if not worse. I can tell you 6 months from now, it's going to be at least as bad, if not worse. Well, it'll be worse, because there's actually some shit that just nature's going to take care of, and it's going to become worse. And that's been actually my life for the last 8 years. It's kind of like being an astronaut. You're floating in space, and you get told, yeah, there's no way back. So it's like, at that point, you know the reality, and you're just going to kind of make the best of every day you have until that moment comes. Or being in a submarine and there's no way to get to you. It is what it is. Well, you know that there's only so much oxygen, so it is what it is. And so this is going to be the outcome. That's of that. And that's kind of how my life has been for probably a good decade. You just know it. Anyway, oh man. Yeah, I'll probably have to go back and look at the chat on this just so I don't know what y'all said, because and I'm apologize. I'm not trying to ignore you. I just if I look and start reading, and I just won't get it out. And I figure now I might as well get it out. I might try. I think I'm gonna try to go live and do like I was doing. I've got a I've got a. There's something I got to fix. Well, actually, there's a. Fuck, just to say that even sounds funny. I don't know, man. I just don't know. So I just, I don't know. How many times can you say I don't know? I don't know. Kind of walk fine lines talking on here, because shit, you either get some dipshit that assumes what you're saying is about this when it's really not, and making comments about shit, or you get shit where people feel lost and left out, or I'm bringing up shit where it feels like a sympathy thing, and it just, I don't know, man. This internet shit's about fucked up. Anyway, okay, I'll try to pay attention to chat now. I'm sorry. Motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. You're just going to keep your ass on the porch, or I will beat your ass with the flat side of that machete. Better keep your ass on. I will chop your fucking head off. Oh, bam. That was probably not the appropriate thing to say on the internet. My bad. Retract that statement. I don't know how that shit works. That was not a person. Just be clear. Uh, it's a fucking mutt. Just keep your ass right up there. Anyway. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Wizard? Nikki, David, Ross, Tiger. I'm sorry, everybody. Huckleberry, Benjamin, Care, Joe, Tina, Jane, Kush, Joe, Hit Gal. I'm sorry, Big Chat, Scat Pat, Beaver. I probably shouldn't have started rattling off names because now I need to make it. Otherwise, I'll feel bad. I don't reel them all off. What's up, Hutch? Okay, I'm sorry, Ross, Hit Gal, Coffee, Devil Dog Prepper. And I'm sorry if I missed you. Just know that I meant to. That's all I can say. Just know that I meant to. Man, I just not being able to address things. That's just fooling me, man. Okay, the fucking glare is getting on me now. Embrace the shit because the other side of that is appreciation of what's good. Yep. Man, I'm trying. See, but I just have a problem because before I became the person that I am right now, kind of went through. I was really bad, then not so bad. Then I went a little too passive, and that brought out another bad side of me. And I was kind of riding that for a little while. And then I finally, believe it or not, I just gave up. I just threw in the towel. It's like, whatever. It is what it is. It's not going to change. The people involved aren't going to change. So it is what it is. And, you know, damn, running like a sea. What's up, Grumpy? Spill the beans. There, no, hang on, it's real. Yeah, see, that's. I'm just ready to be done here. And I got you, Joe. No, and I'm proud of you, Joe. I know you've come a long way. My younger years, probably not far off from the age you're at, is when I kind of started that. But I had a different caveat because then there was kids involved, and so then that kind of changed my path where you're at right now. You know, let's see, what is it risky when you get to the end of your rope, big ass none to hang over. Hey, what's up, Hillbilly? Now, there's no giving up. I mean, I just so that's clear. There's like that option there is not an option for me. I do have a relationship, with God, and I do believe that to not be a good thing. I think that to be the ultimate slap in the face, because so that would never be an option. That's why you just learn to just suck it up, Buttercup, and that's kind of what I do. But even a pressure cooker has to spit off some shit every now and then. And I just always get worried the closer I get to some of that because I ain't saying I ain't ready. It's kind of like that song I played before. If I ain't here tomorrow, just know that I gave a shit about y'all and I appreciated every moment. I'm just okay with, I ain't worried about going, you know. But it just landed at the homestead. Nah, God didn't quit listening, Joe. We think that He doesn't, and it's like this. It's not that I can't bear this, and it's probably a decision that I have to make that I just keep refusing to make. I view my relationship with God kind of like a father and son relationship. You know, as a father, you're raising your kids. Your kids think that you're man, you're just like a tyrant. You're against me. You don't want me to have no fun. Da da da. But all you're really trying to do is you're trying to keep them in the guardrails so that they get to a successful point in their life. So it's kind of like God is my father. He's just wanting me to choose the right path and to stay on the right path so that I can end up, in heaven when it's over. And so that's the way I kind of view it. I don't do all this fancy foo ha ha talking, and you know, I'm not a scripture quoting person. I walk it. It's like, explaining the existence of God. I don't know, man. I just look at plants. I look at people. I look at life. I look at all the stuff, I just everything and how it's all set up. Why this, it just, I don't know. Gotta let it cut as it comes so it doesn't build up and become bigger. Yeah, devil dog pepper. Today I saw on the garden a butterfly with yellow wings and a red rose near an altar. Hey, there you go, Kush. See, that's all I get accomplished anymore. Venting so overwhelming at times. Yes, ma'am, Miss Tina. Shoot, Joe, I raised my kids. They knew all about my past. They knew all about everything. And my son even went to work in the penitentiary. And I even kind of asked him before he did, I'm going, you sure you're wanting to do that? Because, man, I worry about you, buddy. And sure enough, he thought, no, I can do it. I forgot what he was in, a little over a year. And he said, yeah, to hell with that shit. He said, hell, you get stabbed in the back more by the coworkers than you do the inmates. I said, yeah, it's a different world. He's gone on to work at a sheriff's department, and drove a truck. Now he actually redoes rail cars. Hell, just a deja vu thing. The thing that happened up there, the train wreck, uh, Ohio, that everybody talked about. Those cars actually had come through his shop. So they turned out good. But then, you get I have another one that tests the waters constantly. So I don't know, man. Hey, Indy, was a rescue? I hope everything is over. You got it, your dog. Appreciate you, brother. I just, man, this is just different because, I could just get up here and I can, I don't know. You got to watch, not feeding into stuff. Sometimes venting, but you got to watch. Sometimes venting, it just causes you to chew more. Well, that means you just, yeah. Sometimes you just vent and let it go. There you go, Joe. Hey, Von Eric. I just, man, the heat was a pain. I couldn't hardly even come outside. My batteries would go dead in no time. Like I say, just so much shit going wrong around here. It's like if I shared everything that was screwed up, then it just seems like I'm pandering or grifting or bumming or whatever that is. And man, so I got to tell you, I'm really disappointed in the majority of society. There's so many that are clinging that they'll jump on free shit. And it's like, but nothing's for free. Dude, the only thing free in this world is air and opportunity. But I managed to single-handedly piss off both my daughters the other day. They'll get over it. Or under. Oh yeah, Tiger, I do that I do that when I don't even know I do it. Hey, what's up, Sophie? Who loves you, baby? Man, that was a good garden. Yeah, you had a lot going on with the garden action. The corn, that's what it was. I remember the corn. Sorry, I just drift in and out. And sorry, anybody I didn't catch, then I didn't, that wasn't on purpose. I just started venting and really didn't. Okay. What are you doing? Oh, you just need to chill. Okay. Let's see what they would. I knew I was doing it, but I'm not gonna lie about the way I see things. So it is what it is. Oh, what'd you do, Tiger? You done it, huh? I don't know, man. Let's see. Man, this damn glare. It's been a little bit since I've been outside looking at this screen. My eyes got to adjust. What the hell is that noise? Huh. Oh, they're shutting their door. So trust me, none of us know what we were doing. This is very true. Wait, what is that? Told my young. Oh. Yeah, Grumpy. Job is my hero. Job has been my kind of guiding. I have to reflect back on that particular his book. I do that quite often. Okay, we need to relocate to the shade. Let me do this. Yeah, I don't mind, Nikki. That's cool. Um, it's actually I'm having hell focusing. Okay, let me take you off. Sorry for the crazy ride. I'm gonna get over here in the shade. As long as I don't get stuck in the sand. Yeehaw. Oh, I don't know about that. Let me go around this side of the tree. Okay, this side of the tree isn't so bad. Oh, there's Nikki. Okay, and then bam. Ed. Oh wow, they changed the wording.
Dude, it's been so long since I've been on YouTube.
They changed the wording now. Whenever you click on the person, it says "add to stage."
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, "Oh, okay, that's okay."
Different. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been, yeah. So anybody I didn't say hi to? Joe, Benjamin, D-Dog. Who else was in
That's
there? Indy.
Indy, Sophie, all of them are saying Nikki.
Sophia, right? Sophia was in there right before I was going in to grab another drink. Shit. It's been a day already, right? And I don't like you. I don't like you in this mood. And it's okay. I get it. Real life sucks sometimes.
Well, just
But
things so screwed up.
I know.
Kind
I
of
know.
butted his because that's the it, and it's fixing to come. And what's sad, see, is it's like Tiger said, you know, I told my daughter about her sorry ass old man. Well, see, if I say one wrong word,
I know. Then
then
she
I
has
don't
a.
get to see my grandkids.
I know. I
And
know.
it doesn't slow like her down. So it's not like, you know, oh well, no, because they'll go out to eat, they'll go do things. So it would just I will get cut off. So
Yeah.
I
I
can't
know.
say some things, and some things, and you know, some of it, I don't know. Some of it, the only reason I care is because it's amazing people. I don't, you know, everybody's grown. Fine, everybody's grown, and if you don't want to help, you don't help. I get that because everybody's grown. But
Mhm.
motherfucker, then don't ask me for help.
Right.
You know, it's a two-sided coin, and I guess that because, but see, and that's my own doing, so I kind of have to own up my own shit because I let it go on for 30 years. You know, I was all I knew is I didn't was not going to do like my dad did, and I wasn't leaving.
I
So
know.
whatever that took to accomplish that mission, and if that meant putting up with this, this, and this, and this, then I did.
I know. We've had this conversation, sir.
But now that I'm here, oh yeah, but I'm telling you, watch, if I start streaming every day of the week, hold on just a second. I'm gonna mute myself so you don't hear me scream at Rudy because I'm fixing to just I'm gonna
Uh
rattle his
oh.
brains.
Uh oh. Riri's acting up. Riri's acting up. Oh, my dog's been acting up too. Bella's been acting up. She got to spend a couple nights outside in the fenced garden area because she was being bad. She kept running off and no, I
Okay.
understand. Yeah, Bella got to spend a couple nights since I'm in transition between spring and or between summer and fall garden. I don't have anything really that she can mess up. She got to spend a couple nights in the fenced garden area outside all night on her own. So she's inside taking a nap now
Mm.
because she was bad trying to run off, and I was like, nope, nope. Because we don't have a fence around the whole yard, right? Oh,
No, we don't.
yeah, right, exactly. It's just
Oh, I
it's
left him outside for about an hour and a half the other day. He didn't know
oh
what to do. He just stood there at the door and then he laid down at the door, looking right at the door, going, I don't know what to do now. What does that mean? The door shut.
now see that would be okay if Bella would just do that and stay on the porch or in the yard, but no. If I come outside and leave her unattended for just a couple minutes, she's gone. Like she's gone. But for about 30 minutes, and then she always comes back. But I don't want her going over and harassing neighbors and running up and down the streets and stuff like that. And so when she's bad like that, I started putting her in my garden area overnight, and she's like so
Damn,
tired in the
Grumpy.
morning. When I let her out, she just sleeps all day. It's funny. I can't see the chat, so if anybody asks me questions or says anything, you got to tell me. And yes,
Oh,
D
Grumpy
Dog,
said, "Oh, I'm so clipping that and doing a bad lip sync video." So apparently, he got a
oh, for
bad
me,
lip sync video whenever I muted him. Was getting on to Rudy. He's now wants to.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And if D Dog asked, Nugget is still doing fine. And I've had a bad chicken. Y'all know I've had that problem chicken that keeps getting out from the other chickens for a long time now, right? Well,
Yep.
you know what I did? Threw her ass in there with the intermediate chickens. So she's in there with Nugget and all the other chickens that are about big enough to go out with the big ones, but she's been in there for 3 days and she's freaking out. She doesn't know what to do because she can no longer get out and roam around anymore. So there's that. I'm sick of problem dogs and problem chickens, and the heat has been getting to me. It's only 93 today.
It's just humid.
It's very humid because it rained about 10, 15 minutes ago when I was listening to you. It rained for about
Oh, is
45
that what
seconds.
that little was? Hell, I thought a bird pissed on me there for a minute.
It sprinkled, right. It sprinkled for about 45 seconds, just long enough to make it more humid. That's great. This is awesome. I haven't mowed my yard in like two.
Hey, no, you better be careful with that. That shit, you can start a fire doing that shit.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't mowed my yard in like 2.5 months. And my
Oh
neighbor,
man,
I'm
it's
saying it
so.
low because he's bringing in his trash cans, but
Matter
he's
of
mowed
fact,
like
watch this.
four
I'm gonna
times. His grass is
flip the
dead.
cameras to the back. Let's see, is
You
it that
gotta,
one? Look
right.
how brown that is. That's how
That's what I'm
that
saying.
shit was lush green and it's brown.
Mine is not
That shit's
brown.
so cooked, it's unbelievable.
Well, that's why I stopped mowing about two and
Oh,
a half months ago.
matter
Everybody's
of fact,
getting after it.
hello. I went around to the side of the house in my chair, and I come back in, and I go, hell, I almost got stuck. Son, she like freaked out. She stopped. You hear this dish banging. She goes, what? How the hell did you possibly almost get stuck? And I said, because the crack in the ground is wide enough. My rear tire fell in it.
That's how dry it was.
Oh, and I was like, yeah, you forgot about the crack, because she was wondering, how the hell did you get stuck? We haven't had no rain. There's no
There's no
water.
mud. There's no
It's like, no, I
rain.
fell in the canyon. That's what happened.
Right through your carport and all the way down. That's what it does between the shop and the house. That same thing happens here from the driveway all the way down the middle that it happens at your house. But yeah, that's why I still have green grass out there because I haven't mowed it. I don't know why these people in Texas. Well, I mean they're from Texas. Well, they're not from Texas. They're from California. But
Hey, man, I heard somebody mowing the other day and scared the shit out of me.
yeah, well, I mean, like
We have gravel
should know
roads,
this by
Nikki.
now.
So you have gravel roads. Everybody knows that on the edge of your damn ditch, always got a piece of gravel, or you always hit a little rock. Or, well, all it's going to take is the wrong damn one, and you end up with a damn fire.
That's
And of
true.
course, you're going to end up with somebody senior on their mower, and that's going to happen. And by the time they go, oh no, look, that's on fire. It's meanwhile traveling across the yard as they putter their ass back up into the driveway to then go tell Ethel to call somebody while they get the fire hose and commence to strutting on out a little bit, because they're going to go handle it. Meanwhile, it's now over in the neighbor's yard now, and we're not going to call them because, well, Ethel's busy talking to the fire department. So nobody's going to tell, old Ed next door. So his shit's just going to be on fire. But little old Bob's going to be standing out there spraying that first part that started. There's the rest already on fire. Next thing you know, hit a patch of trees. Poof.
I was going to say, the way this summer's going, which, my elderberry, well, big elderberry, right? I'm not elderberry. Hackberry.
Hey, hold
hackberry.
on 1 sec. Just so everybody will know, tonight, me and TT1, we're going to do Wacky Wednesday at 9 Central. Anybody wants just to go TT1's channel. We're doing Wacky Wednesday.
If I'm still awake, I'll check it out. The hackberry's turning brown, partially. The elms are turning brown, and leaves have been falling here for like 2 months already in the heat. The leaves are falling because the trees are trying to hang on for dear life.
They're getting rid of all them extra leaves and trying to maintain some water.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. The whole middle patch of little section of my yard, it looks like fall, and it's cool. We had a cool front. It's 93 damn degrees here today.
Have you been having a lot of branches die off too in fall?
Sir, you don't.
Yeah.
Well, I was Hit Gal in the chat. I was talking to Hit Gal in the chat because I was like, my lives are awful. Y'all just get my mood for the day. Like the last one I did, which was just totally random. I was just sitting there drinking and playing music, but that was how I was feeling that day. And I feel that way a lot. I just sit in there and just play music. And if somebody wants to come hang out and listen to the music, cool. I'll take requests. I'm all in, but I have piles. I have piles of limbs all around that I haven't been able to burn. Well, in 3 months or more. It's just there's no way we can. It's frustrating. I cannot clean up the yard. Not that I keep a super clean yard or anything. Like I don't care about what other people think, or my yard's not goofy or goofy or whatever. The front is just gets mowed and everything gets thrown in the compost pile. But I haven't mowed the back in 2.5 months. In the line between my neighbor's yard and mine, where he mows and I don't, it's green on my side over there.
Okay, Jane. Make it a great day.
So, yeah, I don't understand why Texas people don't understand that when it starts getting to be a drought, you have to stop mowing your yard, or else you're just going to kill your grass. And that's for people who care about grass.
Well, really the only thing that's probably growing is the shit underneath your septic lines.
Oh, that's green. That's like this high.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only. Ain't nothing else got no water.
Yeah, where the spigots are. Oh yeah, that's.
But see, there have been people that have been watering their grass.
I don't water grass. That's too much for me. I stopped watering the garden about a month and a half ago because It just got so well. Well, anybody in Texas knows everything started dying about 2 months ago. The tomatoes said, "F it, I'm done." The eggplant didn't even do so well because it even got too hot for them. The okra hung on for a while, but it's just now like, well, we're still here, but you know, uh, the deer ate most of my sweet potatoes tops down, so there's that.
Hutch said Texas people don't understand because they're Texas people. Duh.
No, I said other
What's
people
up,
don't
backwoods?
understand. You only understand if you're from Texas, Hutch. I wish I had Hutch's weather
Oh,
sometimes,
I know, right?
except for the
Man, he's
snow.
out there. Shit's growing. He's getting some rain. He's got the
Oh yeah.
heat. He's getting the burn. He's got a normal life.
Same thing with Tiger. Tiger's backyard. I mean, Tiger's garden's still rocking and rolling, and I'm over here like she's like. I see all these other people like it's 69 degrees or 70 something. It's nice. We're sitting on the porch. Well, I'm sitting out here and it's 93, but it feels like a cold front from the past 3 months. But
Right.
yeah, no, this is just.
Hey,
And I
thanks
got
for
a
putting
chip,
that up, Indy.
and I got a chip drop times two. I got 2 piles this time, so I'm
Oh, wow.
staring at 2 mini mountains of mulch. That it's been so hot. I did. I did. I got my 2 gorilla carts right there in front of the porch, and every now and then I'll gorilla cart them out because I have to remulch around the garden area. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So,
I've been
well, we're
taking
not going to talk
5-gallon
about.
buckets of water and filling them up in my gorilla cart, and then I take them out there to the coop and I slowly pour it out on the ground for them. And son, they flock to that shit. And
What
then they won't eat the feed just laying there on the ground. But the minute I pour that water down and it starts running across it, buddy, they go and chow down.
that, and also the intermediates out there in the pen, they did the same thing when the tomatoes were growing on the edge and over, and I would water those. It's like it made the bugs and the worms come out of the ground, and I'd be
Going to
watering the
town.
tomatoes on the corner, and they'd go over and get
She saw
after it.
some ants inside the coop one day and she was going, "Oh, there's ants." And I said, "Don't worry about it. That's just moving protein for them." She goes,
Yeah,
"So, but if they're on their food." And I go, "That just means they're going to get eaten too faster. That's all." She goes, "Really?" And I go, "Oh, yeah." I said, "They'll eat them. They're going to eat anything that moves."
yeah, yeah.
Look, Backwoods says it's 55 this morning, 82 now.
Oh,
But they got rain yesterday, too.
well, we get about 45 seconds of it of
Morning,
sprinkles.
Cindy. Sophie said she's still waiting on hers.
Well, that's what I was saying yesterday. I was actually in the chat or listening, doing stuff, but listening to Hutching Backwoods yesterday, and I was like, man, I need some Backwoods rain. We need some of the rain Backwoods is getting. I know it sucks for him,
I thought there was a
but
chance, but then there was no chance was going.
well, it was 45 seconds of a sprinkle.
Oh, yeah.
And
No, I didn't even know about today. But the other day, we supposedly had this 35% chance of rain. And it was like it rained, I think, for like maybe 10 minutes. And
yeah,
it literally landed and evaporated as fast as it landed. You could only
yep,
tell it rained when you looked at the sand. You could see the divots where the raindrop had
mm-hmm,
hit.
yeah,
That's all
you're
you
like,
could see. It's
mhm.
like, oh, it really did rain.
Yeah, but that's literally all you can see is right here out where it's saying it around my porch. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. You can see the little where it dropped. There was nothing of any
Come on,
significance. The pond
come on.
is low. Everything's dead except for a couple of okra and basil and sweet potatoes and asparagus. What are you doing? Where are you going?
I'll go ahead and show you a big portion of my stress. Come on, keep my eye on you, you damn cat turd eating shit. Yeah.
Y'all hear the crazy? You hear those Egyptian geese? You hear them? They apparently have multiplied times 10 And now sometimes there's 24 of those suckers in my yard. And I got a BB gun. I keep it right here on the porch. I shoot them every single day, like 24 times a day to try to run
Oh,
them
there you
off.
go.
But they won't get the hint. Like they won't leave and go away. That's actually my grandson's BB gun, and I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm just trying to run him away.
All right, so now let me flip this
Yeah, what
camera
you
around.
doing?
You can see my shitty side of my house.
Yeah, let me see. Oh,
Okay, so my problem, well, it's not this damn thing here.
right.
So
Put it on.
my septic pipe right there, and it's leaning, and I'm going to show you, you can see the angle of those blocks. So my whole house is leaning this way. So what's happening under there, let's see how I can do this. I'll do it full screen a minute. And then,
Yeah, full screen.
hold on, I'm taking y'all for a ride. You're going off of the stand.
Oh,
So the way that sewer pipe goes over and then it goes up, it's actually at an angle. So it doesn't go straight up like this. Instead, it's like this and then leaning out this way. So it's kind of like at an angle down and then it's coming back. And it goes uphill to the tank because the house is sunk and it's pushed it into the ground. So none of that's working anymore. That's now backed up.
yeah, no. Right.
So
Not if it's uphill toward the tank. That's no bueno.
no,
You got to cut. Well, not you. Somebody's got to. We got to cut a section off of that and raise the pipe up.
yeah, well, that's where some of the other anger comes from. But
Yeah.
anyway, now we're gonna go backwards. Watch out, Rudy. I gotta try to remember not to. Yeah, you can see here's. Oops, these are the cracks I'm talking about. See them cracks? My wheel goes down inside these cracks right here.
Yeah. That's how
That's
dry
where the
it's been.
ground's drawing up, and that crack. That's what happened yesterday. My tire went down on that one.
Oh yeah. I mean I know people from
Matter of
Texas
fact, oh
understand.
shit, dude, I just got lucky. Look, I just missed all that right there. I started to fall in that one.
Right. It shouldn't be funny, but it's that bad here. It looks like the damn desert in some
So
spot.
here's the shitty part. Well, you can tell from that pile of bricks right there. Damn. Hold on, I gotta do this shit right here. Okay. Get y'all in there. Sorry if it's making you damn dizzy and shit.
No, it's
See how
fine.
all the blocks are leaning?
Yep.
Everything is leaning out and over this way. So this is what's happening right here, which Nikki saw this when they brought me the chickens. So my house is starting to separate from the porch because this part is falling that way and this is still hanging tight. So it's separating. So let me see. I don't know if it'll do any better. I'll take you over and you can, oh yeah. See, and matter of fact, the last hurricane we had used to have a hot tub inside this U shape, and that's the only thing that saved the house from falling, to be quite honest. See the blocks? You can tell how it's leaning. And so what's happening, I see all these blocks leaning. This one's leaning so bad it's even got a gap. You can stick your finger in the spacer board now. Had somebody come out after the hurricane, got ripped off for that money because I couldn't come and double check what they were doing. And look at this. This is what the dumbasses did. Well, let me do it this way. And I'm just trying to remain calm so I don't get all wound up over this because this is when you want to beat the shit out of an oak tree. So what these dumbasses did that's fucking my house up too is they took the weight off of the outside structure wall and put it in here on just the inside floor joists. So now on the outside of the house, and this goes all the way on the other side, I don't have support on the actually outside perimeter beams. Instead, it's on flipping ass 4x4s inside on my floor joists. So then my house is sagging around those. And it's just, I don't know. I thought I could do things and I can't do them. And then you get pissed off because then you ask for some fucking help and, you get nothing. You get excuses until they need something. And somehow, and then that
Right.
causes other problems because, well, when there's multiple people involved and one person says, hey, if you can't help me, then maybe I don't need to take all my time and waste it helping you. But the other person says, oh, no, don't need to do that. I just won't have any time to tend to the shit we need to do. Because I need to tend to theirs. And then that just kind of makes you even more mad. Hell, I'll just sit out here with the damn chicken. If that dude gets to raising too much shit, I'm going to beat the shit out of him with a stick.
Yeah. I mean, when you have grown kids,
Hold on one sec. Let me mute
you
myself.
expect a little bit of help from time to time. I mean, like my mom, we go help my
Okay.
mom. Well, two of the three of her grown ass
What's up,
kids go
Lady
help
Smith?
me.
Papa's Farm, Mayhem, Buffering.
Hey y'all, sorry I can't see the chat.
Take care, Miss Tina. Sorry, I didn't even catch her when she left. I was busy doing the little.
Walk around, ride around.
Anyway, so I deal with
Yeah,
that, and basically that's like I said, that's not working anymore. So that's now it affected the way things are working inside. So now
it
there's
is.
little buckets coming on out.
It is disappointing when your kids don't help out or family doesn't help. Family should be, yeah, all families are different. And I really don't ask my kids, our kids, any of our kids for help very often with anything yet. But I'm sure there will come a time.
Yeah, but let me ask you something. So you think if one of them trees fell down and fell over in the roof of your house, would your family be there helping you get your shit together and get a tarp over the hole? And
I know that my son-in-law would, my daughter and son-in-law would.
see,
Yeah, so
there wouldn't be anything.
right. I know. We've had this conversation, but that's what I'm saying. My daughter and son-in-law, if we actually asked Devin for help with something, he'd be on it.
Well,
But
that's the kicker. Now, the first boyfriend that my daughter had for a few years, one we used to think that she was going to end up hooking up with. Now, believe it or not, that dude would be over here helping me right
he
now.
was good. I know. Isn't that disappointing when
But then
they
that's probably why she didn't pick him. He
right,
was a keeper.
right. But my son, however, oh God, y'all want to hear? Oh, never mind.
I know. Thanks, Tiger. There's so many people that I know, you see that, and I know that, people would help, and I get that. I just, then see, and this is what I mean. It gets hard to share because I don't want that to come across like, oh, let me show you how jacked up all this shit is. See, help me, because it ain't that. I get in a pissy mood, and then dealing with this little clusterfuck of YouTube, it gets really hard because this is kind of like me having a very bad day and then walking in the Astrodome and then kind of going, okay, I'm going to try to have a civil conversation, but there is so many variety of people around that one of them could just be a hair trigger just waiting to go off. And
Astronaut
so,
not even there anymore, sir. That's not
you
even
know,
a
and
thing anymore.
it's kind of like that, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Well, then I just kind of say, well, I guess I probably ought to not go live because I don't have a whole lot good to say.
Yeah, but like a bunch of people were saying in chat, like Tiger and a bunch of other people, hey, Joe, bunch of whatever. Sometimes you have to vent, and I get it. I mean, this is an outlet for people who some of us actually know each other, and we've met, and we've talked, and we're friends, and we know each other, and some people are just in chat, and those are the people that are the most fun to meet, to be honest, at the meetups, because you don't ever actually get to, see them on. Anyway, I digress.
What's up, Monty? What's up, Moose? Moose Man? What's up, bro?
Hey y'all. Hey Money, hey Moose Man. Is it Moose Man?
Moose Man.
Yeah, like see, I saw Moose Man come visit you. That was pretty cool. But sometimes you just need to vent. And I told you before, you can call me. I know you texted me a while back, and I was like, call that rooster if he's being a jackass. But you can also call me, But sometimes you do just need to vent
Yeah, but
Like
see,
that's what
like
Tiger was
like
talking about earlier because she got. I think she was referring to the live she did a few evenings ago where she was just drinking and venting and you know saying whatever she thought and she doesn't. And that's the older we get. Those of us that are our age, around our age,
hey KP Heathen, G Monana.
what I'm saying is like
But
what I
see, at
said earlier
venting,
in the
like
chat.
okay, if you vent, you're venting. I guess what makes me feel different is like if it's just a situation like right now, you know, well, I'm just going to say make paying this month's electric bill. If this is the stress thing, I
Yes.
got 3 weeks in the month to go. It's building up. Come week 3, I've been stressing for 3 weeks, so I need to vent. Well, see, I'm going to vent on how bitchy these 3 weeks have been. But what's going to happen is I have a solution, so it won't be like, okay, I'm going to bitch these 3 weeks, and then I'm just going to be quiet for a week because then I'm going to bitch about the next 3 weeks, and then I'm going to be quiet for a week because this is going to happen for the next 10 years, kind of thing, you know. So it's then it's not doesn't feel like I'm venting. It feels like I'm just bitching, you know,
Well,
or like if I show problems like that stuff, then I feel like I'm pandering almost because I don't know that I'm going to fix this. So I can sit here and show you guys this and I tell you how mad I am and I vent and I do all this. But then next week, what do I tell you whenever in about 2, 3 weeks when I start to bubble up again and I'm getting pissy because, well, it's only done nothing but get worse. So see, that's why I understand what y'all are saying about venting and just kind of want to get this off my chest. And but this, it's like I said this 5 years ago. I used to say, you know, it's really sad. I can tell you that in 2 years, on June whatever, that day is going to suck. It's going to at least suck as bad as it is right now because there's never any progress around here. Because, and I'll say this, nobody, or I'll just put it like this in a general way. People around me over 3 decades now, nobody's ever went, holy shit, did I fuck up? And then changed something. So that connection has never happened, not with just interactions with me, but in general. If any people lose a job or this, it's never been, wow, I fucked up and changed something. 3 decades, all the people around me, I've never heard that phrase. So that tells me that any issue I have right now, I'm just living in la la land to think that next year is going to be a good year. Why? What, in 30 years? All of a sudden, now this is the magical moment. They're all going to have some epiphany fucking moment and go, God dang, I guess I ought to be a little bit more responsible and at least give a shit a little bit more. Hell yeah, there you go. No, I feel like I ain't done enough shrooms for that yet.
well, I mean, I don't. Ooh, I don't know what to say because I know a little bit of a backstory, and not everybody does.
Well, there you
And I
go, Hutch, I guess.
and I will totally, if you call me, give you my suggestion or opinion, but I'm not going to do it on right now.
Yeah. Hey, William. Hey, Shane.
Um,
And that's true, Hutch. Hutch was saying, you know, it's y'all can learn from my situation. So as if I'm venting, I can, you know, people can still learn. And I get that. And that's true.
well, okay. Is it a communication problem? I mean, well, I mean, I know there's a. Oh, this is so hard, y'all. This is such a like ongoing for
Oh, it's just a
you know.
behavior. I mean, it is what it is. See, that's what I'm saying. It's not like you can really work through it per se, because there's really only two alternatives. And it's either you deal with it or you don't. I mean,
Well, here's
because,
the thing. You have two grown ass kids. I know this about you, and I know the situation with both. And if my mother called, well, my mother called last night at about 8:15. We were driving over there. I grabbed my gun. He had two guns in his truck, and we went over there because somebody in the dark at night rang on her side kitchen door, which nobody ever goes to that door. She's got a front door, she's got the back porch door, and that side one, because her house was built in 1950 something, it has this god awful buzzer. And my mom's sitting there by herself on her computer playing solitaire or whatever, and the side buzzer. When she called me, I thought, okay, she's on the floor. We need to go pick her up because that's normally the call. But she's like, someone rang that god awful buzzer on the side door. And when it stopped, I said, who's there? And then I didn't hear anything else. And I said, when did that happen? She's like, 2 minutes ago. Man, I grabbed my gun. We hopped in the truck. We went over there. We were clearing the bathroom, outbuildings, the barn, went all the way around her house, cleared
Nobody.
the barn where my son lives on the side, or the bunkhouse or whatever. Like I was like, shit.
Did you find anybody?
I had to do this. But, nobody was there and everything. We took a flashlight and cleared about 2.5 acres of the 5-acre yard. And who knows? It could have been some kid playing a prank. It could have been whatever. But when family calls, right? That's at least how it works with our generation. Like if your mom, and I know your mom's been gone a while, your mom was still here and she called, you'd be like hauling ass like we did, right? Well, our kids, some of them are there. I have to say good things about my daughter and son-in-law because they're there and they're always willing to help. But the rest of the kids, not so much. I mean, not that they wouldn't and they don't, but they don't. I don't know. They don't see it the same way that we do. It's like family first. But what I'm saying is, it's not just you there. I get it. Like if you ask your son like that, I know that's BB. BB. Well, I got these stupid Egyptian geese being loud. But anyway, so I don't know the conversation about the leak and on the front of the door and the porch and whatever, and that conversation we had way back, and asking him to help you fix it and that sort of thing. It's not just you that lives there. It's her too. Your wife. I mean, Charlotte might be like, hey, we need some help. Does she ever ask them for help?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's usually then, oh, I don't have time. Oh, okay.
So she asked
well, I don't know how to do that. Oh, okay.
For mom? Oh, dude,
that's caused some of the latest friction because they would kind of like, okay, kind of like, dude, if you don't shut the fuck up, I swear to God, I'll probably take the machete and just chop your fucking head off right now. I'm just so not in the mood for your shit. Now, that dude tried to jump on my damn back yesterday whenever I opened the door, and then I was going to put him a fresh water thing underneath there. So as I hung up underneath there, he comes thumping down, and then he come to that door, and just as I leaned back to stand up, he come jumping out, like right towards my shoulder, and I bit, and he come down the thing, and I went, you mother, and he ran to the back.
Yeah, well.
I'm about done, dude. He's getting. Yeah, I tell you, man.
Get a BB gun and pop him like I did. Mine got out the other day, and I was like, boy, you, man.
Dude, Louise hadn't had blue eggs in 3 days. Didn't have.
Or hot. Too hot.
2 of them. Yeah, go ahead and run at him. You know what, you little shit fuck? I'll open that door. And matter of fact, why don't you have that conversation with him? Because you ain't as bad as you think you are, homie.
I was gonna say maybe you should let Riri in there once or twice and see what happens.
Oh, he just run at the side because Rudy, I got y'all sitting, like I used to in front of the door. So Rudy just walked between here and the door, and as he got right there, he come running down the side like. And it's like, what? He does that to her. He slams the side when she walks by to check on eggs and shit. See, that's why it's kind of like, dude, I don't know if he's so bored and maybe he needs a bigger herd, or he's just a dick. I'm just not. See, I'm so I don't do this aggression thing. I don't like assholes that act that way. I don't like roosters that way. I'll punch a dog upside the head that wants to act that way.
Right. Well, I have my intermediate chickens. Like I said, they're big enough now. And I told you I can bring you a couple more hens.
You done lost it. Didn't you just lose?
Well, I have four out there with him that have been adults for a long time. 4 hens. My 5th one was the problem one that I now is in there with the intermediates because I'm sick of her roaming around because she's just pissed me off. But then I have some more, and I'm not sure which ones yet are roosters or hens, but I kind of am. It's clear who's the hen. So I have a couple more hens of different colors I can bring you to integrate. And I told you I would.
Yeah, but I thought you done lost a few too.
Yeah, but I can hatch some more.
Well, yeah, but then that's months in the process. to get to laying hens.
It's okay. I got a pen to grow them out in. See, for me, it's not that big a deal because I have a pen to grow them out in.
Well, there's a lady at her work they've done seen pictures, and hell, they all think he's just as cool as can be. And of course, everybody does, and he is. He's beautiful as all get
He's
out.
pretty. Yeah, he looks
He is beautiful, but he's just,
just
I
like
don't
his
know.
dad,
Maybe that's his problem. Maybe he's like an Andrew Tate. Maybe he's like a handsome little dude, but he's a smart ass bitch at the same time. So,
right? He's just like his daddy. Oh, his dad, he was mean too. But I have to say, this one out here, Rojo, he's a really pretty rooster too because he's red and white. But I smacked him so hard with the gate the other day, or well, I say the other day, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, because I was taking feed out there and he runs up to the gate and I threw the chain off and I popped him so hard with the gate that it knocked him damn near senseless. And
hey,
every
Coffee,
time I
have a
walk in
great day.
there for the last 2 weeks, every time I walk in there with the feed, he goes the other way. So, there is that. So he's still hanging in there. But he did not attack, but he did try to jump on one of my grandkids that one time. And I was like a little pissed about that. But
Well, she's gotten to where she can handle him. My only thing is because, man, see, there's things, it's kind of like, okay, if you're a drug addict and you recovered, then you stay away from drugs because that is something you now know not to do. Well, I know, do not jack with my granddaughter.
right.
That's going to trigger me. It's a trigger I'm not going to be able to hold that back. And I can tell you up front, I might as well go ahead and sign and notarize the document. I cannot be held accountable because if you jack with my granddaughter, I'm just unleashing whatever's in me out on you. And that's all that's going to happen. If he ever jumps at her, that whole coop will be full of feathers and I will just shred him to pieces.
And by Texas law, that is technically not even a threat. If
Oh,
you do this, then I will do this.
One sec. Hey, Rick, my brother from down under. Man, it's so good to see you. Oh, now he's over in Sicily right now. Look at him. His family's from Sicily, Italy over there. So he must be over there visiting his fam. He lives in Australia. It's so good to see you, brother. And I'm glad you're doing okay. And I'm glad you're over there visiting family and stuff.
I haven't seen Rick in a while.
Yep, that is so cool. The other night, I think it was on Indies, I saw Dana, and that was pretty cool. I was thought about somebody the other day that I hadn't seen, and if anybody's seen him, is Call Me Hawkeye. His shoulder was getting better, and that was about the last I'd heard, and then hadn't seen him around. But I don't channel surf too much, so eating too much. That's because you're in Italy, brother. That's where the good stuff is.
Yes.
Mamma mia. That's where the kitchens are all fired up over there.
Some really good pasta al carbone. Oh.
Back in Australia by the 29th. Well, I guess this is where I should say I'm sorry.
Hey, there's sprinkles coming through, so you might get some here in an hour and a half or so. 2 hours. It's sprinkling. Probably last 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, no, nothing here.
Barely.
Okay. I was on her honeymoon in Rome. Oh, well, Monty's cousin is on her honeymoon in Rome.
Nice. Okay, yes. I have a former supervisor, Rocky, and his wife Terry. They're in Greece right now. They're on vacation in Greece, which is awesome. I saw the pictures yesterday. It's cool. I need a vacation. Hey, I have a question for you.
Ma'am.
Or an idea. I was actually thinking about it yesterday, and I decided we talked about this Texas meetup thing. You still want to do a version of that in April? And if we do, I have already decided, mind you, if you go, we talked about Lake Livingston State Park. I get it, all that. But I've decided that I'm going to do one in April. But it's not going to be in a state park. Because I remember Ghost and I sitting around at the campfire all the way out in North Carolina talking about, man, it would be cool if, you know, somebody had some property and we could all just go up there and nobody to, you know, nothing to worry about, no park rangers, no this, that, whatever, nothing to worry about, just a group of us and sit out and hang out in a big, not even a big field, but, you know,
So
big,
you're thinking
you know,
Centerville?
I am. And so here's the thing I'm going to do, because I made up my mind yesterday. I was going to put it out there. So this is the first part of putting it out there for the people who we hang out with the same people, like basically same people are here. Anybody that I've met that are friends of mine already, like you know, Tiger, anybody that are friends of mine already, or that I've met at either meetup, I'm gonna actually have it in Centerville. Now it's gonna be a little bit further from you, but from where you are up to Centerville is not that far. You know where Centerville? Yeah, it's not that far. Now there is
Well, that makes the picture big.
there's a bridge sort of deal where your scooter can go, you know, around the whole campfire outdoor area of the older cabin, and then you go straight down the bridge, and you can park it on the porch, and then just step into the other cabin, and y'all can have the futon right there on the right. I mean, I already got your spot, like if you want it, or you check it out and you pick your spot. There's two options, but it's accessible with your scooter, is what I'm saying. There's a bridge.
Well, that's a little closer for the people up north too.
Right. If anybody's in the around the Dallas Fort Worth area or anywhere good anywhere up there. I'm just saying, I was gonna put it out there. If I've met you before or met you at any of the meetups and we're cool, I will give you the address, you know, and put it out there. And then of course there's other people from Texas that I haven't met, like Stewart, which I haven't seen. Well, I'm not on YouTube very much anymore, to be honest. I'll hop on and listen when somebody pops
Yeah, you
up.
got Lucky Dame and Bonnie and
Lucky,
Pete.
right? Lucky, Stewart. Oh, good Lord.
Pete, Roman Prepper,
Right, Pete.
prepping artist.
Right. There's so many. That's what I'm saying. If you're from
As a matter of
Texas,
fact, they're even closer up there now because they moved more
right?
up closer by there.
That's
They're
what I
just
was
a
gonna
little to
say.
the east of there.
If you're from Texas, then you're pretty much welcome. If I've met you at another meetup, then you're definitely welcome. Not that the people that I've met all the way out there on the East Coast really want to come that far. There are only a couple might, maybe, but that's a long drive. I get it. I've done it. It's a long drive. But I feel like, okay, here's the thing. There's two cabins, and when I say cabins, I mean rustic cabins. But by rustic, I mean they're not fancy. They're not like log wood cabins that are all cute and, you know, magazine worthy. They're like hunting cabins, but they do have a bathroom in each one, and we have electric. You know, we have two cabins, two bathrooms, electricity. Everybody bring tents and pick a spot anywhere and put your tent up. You know, run a generator if you want. If it's too far away from the cabin, you don't. If your extension cord doesn't, but
Hey,
nobody
Pure
has to
Blood.
pay for camping fees or anything. We could just go up there, and it won't be too hot in April, so we'll have a campfire, you know, in the fire pit, and we have an outdoor kitchen in the cabin. The cabin that's closest to the little, we call it a cabin, that's closest to the campfire. The kitchen is outdoor; it's on a porch, so everybody just cooks outside and hangs out. And then there's a full kitchen, you know, there's a kitchen and bathroom in the other one too, and everybody just there would be so much room and so much space for people to pitch their tents and do whatever they want, and nobody has to pay for any kind of camping fees or anything. I mean, the Missouri meetup was awesome. That bathroom was terrible. This is actually, a legit, not fancy, but it's a toilet that you can flush. I couldn't flush that one. And that one we've all heard the stories.
Oh, that
Not so much,
one. Yeah, that one
that's
was
what I'm
just
saying.
like whatever.
Not so much about the women's one, but the men's, we've all heard.
To me,
Jeremy
that
was
was like
pissed.
going to a porta potty in New York City.
Yeah, Jeremy was pissed. He said the same thing. I heard y'all talking about it a while back, and Jeremy came back that one morning and he was like, man, he was literally asking me how, and this is probably crude. Sorry, y'all. I don't care. He was like,
Hey,
how does
Vaughn.
somebody shit on the seat? Like, not on the seat while it's down, but like on the back of the seat. He was like, what? And I just kept telling him, I was like, dude, go to the women's restroom, because I saw a man when I went to go pee that morning. I saw a man come out of the women's side, probably because he got so disgusted by that. I mean, but anyway, so there would be 2 toilets available, legit ones that we can flush, 2 showers, and all the space we need, and a pond if we want to drive down there and go hang out and fish and campfire. And I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. There will be
Hey, if
no
everything's still in
reservation.
sequence and I'm able, I would definitely do it.
That's what I'm saying. All you have to do is get up there. No
We just got
camping
to get
fees,
through this hurricane season and rain.
no camping fees, no reservations, no any of that stuff.
Just keep your ass
Not
right
that
there.
many
Just
people
wait it.
will come that far. So
It ain't none of your business.
I don't expect it will be that many people. Although Ghost did say if I ever had a Texas meetup, he would come, because I drove all the way to North Carolina. So Ghost might be there. And Hutch and Mrs. Hutch, hopefully. And y'all won't even have to worry about any kind of, like I said, fees or this or that or whatever. It's like, camp wherever you want. And there will be AC cranking in both cabins if anybody needs to go in and cool off. Although in April, it's not that bad. Showers, bathrooms.
Hey, Ronnie. All right, Money. Make it a great
I'm
day.
gonna do
Good to
it.
see you again.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in April, around my birthday. That's gonna be my birthday. Well, our birthdays are close. So somewhere,
Pure Blood said, how's the girls doing? Still putting out good eggs. Well, actually, we're having some issues with the eggs, but I think a lot of it's the heat, too.
yeah, it is. I only get 2 a day from my 5 full-grown chickens. Or hens. I get about 2 a day.
Oh, man, it was so weird with the other day when it was like 116 or some shit. We were just like, man, it was like, bro, it was so
Right?
ironic. One of the
The
eggs
little.
came out and it was so little. And no,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't even really round. It was oval. It was almost just it was like a little turd as it came out and then just dropped. But it had a yolk in it because I put it up to the light and I wonder. Now the other one did a little round one just a few days before, like a marble size. And then she
Yeah,
was like, "Oh wow!" And believe it or not, looked in them and there were yolks inside.
there is. There's one of my hens is laying really small eggs for her, because she used to. It was the heat. It's been the 3 months of 100+ degrees, and they're stressed because it's so hot.
That's why I've been trying to pour the water on the ground. Even put some ice cubes in the water. Oh, yeah, see, I didn't bring my wagon out, so I didn't bring mine out. That's why when that four-legged mutt thing was looking coming this way, I was just going to take the machete.
I'm using my grandson's BB gun, running off all those loud ass Egyptian geese, because there's like 2 dozen of them. They're crazy.
Hey,
And they're
Rick,
eating.
I'm so glad you showed up, brother, and it's so good to hear from you. I'm so glad things are going good for you. Oh, Ronnie Kissoff is talking about that escape dude that they had up in Pennsylvania that they had the manhunt for. They finally got him. Still breathing.
We had. It just reminds me of when I worked in the jail. We had a guy escape too. That was a mess. That was a damn mess. He escaped out of the rec
Oh,
yard in the quad.
so Papa's said the most resilient chicken I found to heat or cold and to lay steady in both is the leghorn.
Leghorn.
That's the white ones, right? Good old foghorn leghorn.
That's what I was thinking. Is like foghorn, leghorn. Well, yeah, ours are just crazy mix. I mean, you could go to Tractor Supply and buy you a
But
couple
yeah,
of
oh
chips.
yeah, somebody asked her because that lady I said that was interested if I wanted to get rid of BB, they would take him. And asked
Oh yeah.
her, well, what kind is he? And I said, I don't remember. Of course, she caught me in the middle of something else. So it was kind of like, I'm like in the
Uh-huh.
middle of the computer and my mind has all been around this for the last few hours. And now out of nowhere, all of a sudden it's, hey, what breed? And I'm going, I don't know. It's an American something. I think American red is the majority, but then again, it could be just a mutt.
It's yeah. It's a mix. Well, all of mine were mixes because my original flock I just got from a friend of ours. I got the eggs and I hatched them, so they were all mixed up. So I've never gone and bought a specific brand of chicken
Yeah.
ever. I've just hatched.
Well, I think he pretty much everything I looked. I mean, I think that's what they call those as American Reds. That's Thelma and Louise and him. They're all matched the things when you look up America. I think it's called an American Red, isn't it? I think that's what they're called. But they
I don't
look
know.
just like them when you look at the feather patterns, the color tones, and it's kind of like, okay.
I know he's
Now,
pretty.
Nikki, I'm not sure what Nikki is because
His
she's kind of
pretty.
got a rainbow. She's a mix, I think.
Yeah, his pretty red and green feathers. I mean, he is a pretty rooster, but he's definitely a mix.
Oh, Tiger said that leghorns can be brown, white, black, for a duckwing. Oh,
I really don't
oh,
ask me
Buffering
about
says we're
chicken.
about to buy a bunch of hens. Any recommendations? Well, to be honest, Miss Buffering, but I would say right now foghorns sound like they're pretty good ones. If you're buying them and you know you're going in.
For egg layers, yeah. But then there's that in there. There's another mix if you want meat birds. Depends on what you're going for. If you're going for meat birds,
Well, yeah.
um, I
Well,
don't
hell, I
know.
wonder if the leghorns would be good at because what are the white chickens like that they mainly use for the meat birds?
That's a God. What are they? I'm sure Tiger knows. That's a it's some sort of cross. Oh shit, what is it? I don't know. I've never bought chickens. I've always just hatched them. Cornish cross?
Cornish cross.
I
I've
don't
heard
know.
y'all say that before.
But that's people that buy them for meat birds. They
Tigers, Americanas.
Americanas are good, yeah, I guess. I don't know. See, I'll have them for the eggs mostly, and I mean I do
Moose
have
Man said the Cornish cross for meat birds. Yeah.
yeah, that's the ones that most people get for meat birds that they
Well, that's
just
your
want to.
Cornish hens, pretty much. At this, that's where
No,
they get
no,
those Cornish hens. Well, I mean, the cross makes them a little bigger. That's what I'm saying, though. Like that, we do Cornish hens for straight up meat, and so then they
yeah, those
cross
are
them, I guess,
tiny.
just to make them bigger.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. I don't know. I've never bought them, but yeah, a lot of people do that. Cornish game. Well, no, Cornish game hens are different. They're little bitty.
But if you were to crossbreed those with like a leghorn, then you would end up with a Cornish cross that then would be a meat bird.
Yeah, I don't know what they cross them with.
Because then you would have that Cornish, but it would have the size of a leghorn, right? Nope. Tiger's saying nope. She said nope real fast. She won't answer anything else that fast, but she said nope that fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say I doubt that Cornish crosses have anything to do with Cornish game hens because Cornish game hens are far too small.
Moose Man said you have to butcher the Cornish cross at about 6 weeks or they get too big and tough.
Okay.
All righty, Rick. You take care, brother. I'm so glad to see you, and I hope all stays going good for you. Much love to you and the fam, sir.
6 weeks, really? They get that big in 6 weeks? Oh, that's
For
crazy, y'all.
yours, why are you doing something for me?
Me?
Are you raising some for meat?
Well, I'm telling you, I have 7 intermediate birds out there, 8 now because I put my problem chicken out there with them.
Were those
Not
for
sure
meat
how
or
many.
eggs?
Oh, for meat. I'm not sure
Were-
how many are roosters or hens, but I told you I'd bring you a couple more hens because if you're trying to get rid of BB and you're just keeping hens for eggs, there's at least 3 or 4 more hens out there, and I can always hatch them in the incubator anytime.
Yeah, because I think I get about 3 or 4 more hens. Because, like I said, if we don't eat them, I give them away. If I build up a dozen and we haven't eaten them, I send her out to go, hey, go knock on there and see if they want some eggs. I just give
Yeah,
them away.
even at this point with all the heat and they've slowed down, it's just Jeremy and I. So same thing. That's too many eggs for us. We don't
Yeah.
eat them that often. So they do build up quickly when you gather them every day. Even if I only get 2 or 3 a day, I'd still, if I don't eat eggs, if we don't eat or use eggs for something 2 or 3 days, then it's like, shit, I got another, nobody buys 3 dozen eggs a week or whatever. When you go grocery shopping, you might, oh,
Actually, my neighbor does.
really?
My neighbor goes through that many. But what they do is they bake a lot of the unflat bread cookies. He bakes dozens, what do they call that, unleavened cookies or something. Anyway, he used a couple of eggs while they're making them. So they make so many for all the people in the church and all of it because they just go out and give them by the dozens. They just walk up with bags going, oh, here. It's like we gave them
Okay.
eggs.
Well, if you're baking dozens and dozens, I'm not a
Yeah.
baker. I don't bake that much. No,
Well, and
I don't
see,
bake.
and that's me. That's why I told her. It's like, to be honest, canning. I thought about trying to get into that with you guys because it looks good and it makes sense. But then I'm trying to think of, man, I don't even know what the hell we would can for us because we don't even buy enough groceries to where we have that much left over to can and save. So it's just kind of like, yeah, we just, plus it's, some people are good at balancing checkbooks and some people aren't.
Yeah, I get
I'll
it.
put it that way. So,
In fact, I don't know what I'm cooking for dinner, but earlier I decided, well, I'm actually thawing a package of chicken, but I don't know that I'm going to use it. I might just
ooh,
stick to the
see,
fridge.
pound cakes use a lot of eggs.
Pound cakes do. But
I can live off pound cakes, buddy.
I've already decided I'm going to make some kind of one pot dish with some egg noodles and some sort of meat I've canned and some canned tomatoes and stuff like that. Maybe make some cornbread or flatbread or something to go along with it. Because I'm just not feeling it today. I'm not feeling the in-depth cooking today. Like I made chicken piccata last night and some roasted potatoes and all that, and it was good. It's one of my favorite meals. But today I'm just like I'm throwing a bunch of stuff in one pot on the stove, and that's what we're eating.
Papa gets 3 dozen eggs every day.
No, I don't have
They
that
eat
many.
them, they give them, sell them, store them.
I still
Hey,
have.
Brian.
I still have water glass eggs.
See, I thought
Oh,
about doing that. What was it? I think Sophie just got through doing that like a month ago or something. And I thought, if we go get one of them big pickle jars, might even have one in there. I have to look. Then we could always take some of these extras and then put them in there and just store them. And then it's like, well,
mine are in half-gallon jars, and they're. I
what's up,
used
XNYC?
the first jar that I stored. It's on my kitchen counter, and I've used about half
Better
of
leave that
them.
thing alone. It'll sting you.
And the other one is still on the shelf in the middle room. And they say they're
Indy
good.
says, how long have the water glassed eggs lasted, Nikki?
Okay, that's what I was just saying. I did 2 half-gallon jars last year. I think it was in May of last year. And I took one of them down, I don't know, months ago, when it was cold and the hens weren't really laying much. And I used about half of those. And they were good. They weren't bad, They were thinner. The consistency was thinner. And they're still on the counter in the kitchen. And I have another half-gallon jar. So this is sort of a test for me because they say they'll last up to 2 years. So that other half-gallon jar is just sitting on a shelf with a whole bunch of other canned stuff in the middle bedroom. Nobody touches it. Doesn't get banged around. So the next time when I take those out, I know I said I was going to do a video. I
And
kind of
they're
got
a little more than a year old now.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Well,
they
see,
say
I
it's
think wasn't that Sophie? Was that Sophie or Milkmaid or somebody did their eggs? I think it was for like 10 months or almost a year, and they said that they tasted good, and they used them in bacon and stuff. And
but they're thinner. I've noticed the ones that I started using, which I haven't used all through the summer because I've had so many eggs that they're still sitting on the counter. When I started using them before the hens started really laying a bunch, they didn't taste bad. They didn't smell bad. Didn't make us sick. Nothing like that. But they were definitely a different consistency than fresh eggs. They were much thinner, like
okay,
runnier, because they're submerged in. Yeah, I know they're unwashed and the cleanest eggs you can get, and that's what I put in there. And none of them went bad. I don't have any bad smell, funky smell, nothing like that. But they are porous still, and I don't remember. I think I made scrambled eggs out
so
of
the
them.
whites got a little runnier. How were the yolk? Was
Yep, runnier. Like
the
when I would
yolk was
break them in
runnier?
a bowl, most of them would break. So for baking or for scrambled eggs or something like that, I guess good. But we never got a bad one or one that was off
Okay,
or smelled. But
but just the texture of it is what
it
changed.
definitely changed. I mean, in my experience, my experiment, it changed for sure. So I'm just waiting on the other one till probably when it gets cold again this winter. I'll break out the other one because I only did them a few days apart because I had so many eggs last year when I had all the other chickens that I was overrun with eggs then. So that's why I tried it. But I'm still leery about it because I mean something that sits in a jar for 2 years, if it's not pressure canned, because they're not pressure canned, they're just water glass.
Yeah,
You know,
that's Lady Smith. She's okay with pickled, but she's not so sure about the water glass.
okay, see, right there, I get you, Lady Smith. I'm like, and I have used some of them the first round, and they were only about 7 months old when I used some of those, and it was okay, but it was definitely, I don't know, definitely different. I know, I'm really
Later, Papa.
leery of even pickled stuff.
Carl, around here, I can tell you now, deviled eggs don't last.
Oh
Carl
yeah,
said, I can take care of everyone else's extra eggs. If you devil them, they vanish as fast as they appear. And it's like,
that
yep,
is true. You ask somebody how many eggs they want for breakfast, they say 2 or 3, and you ask them how many deviled eggs they want, and they're like 42.
right. Mooseman said, I wash my eggs in vinegar solution before water glassing just to make sure no bacteria on them.
Who said
Oh,
that?
Mooseman?
Really, Moose Man? Because anything I've ever looked up on, and I looked up a bunch of stuff before I did it, they say you have to, for water glassing eggs, they have to be non-washed, extremely clean, but not washed clean, with the like non-washed eggs. So they have, oh
Still
man,
have I don't know.
that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into that then, because everything I've
Inquiring
ever
minds
bought
want to know. Excuse me.
says you have to use very fresh, clean, non-washed eggs with the bloom still on them for that layer of protection. Because if you wash them, the minute you wash them, they get more porous, and that lime and water, and if any bacteria is in there, it will go through the pores in the egg. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, but see, I will say there might be something to the vinegar thing because when you guys are doing your pressure canning stuff, you guys wipe your seals with the vinegar
Well,
and clean that
yeah,
off. Make sure so that vinegar must have like
it does. Vinegar is an
we're about to
antibacterial,
go
but
get some rain.
also,
I don't know
well,
if y'all heard that.
I did hear it. I told you, it's coming your way, but I just got sprinkles every now and then, and it's heading your way.
Bree
But
just was like, "Wow, I ain't heard that in forever."
a lot of that though is when we're doing any kind of other soups or stews or meats or anything. It's to make sure you clean off the grease or
Okay.
oil on the edge so that it
He
makes a
said
good seal.
he said you can use light vinegar or salt water solution just to get the poop off. Well, see, then what it is it's no different than that. What you're putting in the water, kind of, isn't that kind of like a salt that you put in there? Or what do you add to the water?
It's just water, and I use that. Mrs. Wages lime. It's a powder that you buy, and there's a solution. I can't remember the
Doesn't
ratio.
that have salt in it?
Sorry, there's a
See, doesn't the little
military
line
chopper
pack stuff,
coming over.
doesn't it have
Uh,
salt in it?
I
There you
don't
go.
know. I use Mrs. Wages pickling lime and water. Lime and water is all I used, and I did not wash the eggs. But you can't put eggs in there that have any kind of debris or poop or anything on it. You have to get like that's why I put the pine shaving.
Sodium silicate and water is water glass.
Okay, that this is why just pickling lime and water is what I used.
Well, see, then that's pickling eggs, right?
No, pickled eggs are different. If you pickle eggs, then you definitely use vinegar, and you can just water bath them, not pressure can them, just water bath them. But it has so much vinegar in the solution that they're pickled like pickles or pickled okra, or,
Yeah.
all the stuff at Bucky's, all the pickled stuff at it's like that.
Pickled hog feet.
Pickled pig feet, all of that. Yeah.
Which I'm telling you right now, to this day, I don't get it. And I don't think I ever will in my life. Ever since the first time I ever saw one of them things on a counter, I went, "Dad, is that a pig's foot?" Yep.
Yeah. You've never
People eat
tried.
that? Yep. It was like, okay.
So you've never tried a pickled pig's foot?
Shit, no, man, I don't have that. There's some, see, I get it about, you shouldn't judge a food until you try it. But then there's some things it's just kind of like, you know, don't need to try it just to find out. There's plenty of pork chops and there's plenty of bacon and ribs and roast. And I save the feet for the people that really are into that shit. It's kind of like if you got a foot fetish, you go for it.
It's not that. Have you ever eaten hog's head cheese?
Hog head cheese? No.
Okay.
Hey, I was not a gizzards and
Liver fan,
liver kind of
right?
guy.
I love them.
Now,
All
my
of them.
dad ate the shit out of them bad boys.
Hmm.
He loved them, but that was just not my forte.
Yeah, I have gizzards in the freezer right now. I considered making those today, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna do something easier. We love
Watch out,
those.
Ricky. We're fixing to move in. We got some aerial bombardment going on.
Oh, see, I get like 15 to 45 seconds of sprinkles, and they're moving between here, me, and you. They're just kind of flowing over really fast. It's not going to be enough to do anything, clearly, but
Mountain oysters ain't bad if you get past what they are. See, no. Ain't doing mountain
who
oysters,
said
ain't doing
that?
regular oysters. I don't see the fascination in sucking snot out of a shell.
Okay.
That's the
Who
real
said
oyster
that
side,
about the
not the
mountain?
mountain side, but the real oyster side. I never even understand that.
Who said that about the mountain oysters?
Brian Griffin.
Yes, Brian. Mountain oysters are delicious. You take them. Okay, when you when you're on the ranch, like down in Welder, like over in Welder, when I was a kid, and they go to castrate the bulls, they would, and skin them. You take the skin off the testicles, and then you soak them in salt water or buttermilk, and then you take them and put them on a cutting board, and you slice them up, and then you flour, like salt, pepper, flour, whatever seasonings you want, and then you drop them in a kettle, a black cast
See,
iron
me and
skillet
that
or
bull,
kettle.
can connect at a certain core level.
They're
I
so
would not
good.
want somebody knocking me upside my head and then dicing my balls up. So I
Yeah.
have no desire. He's gonna hook me up with a big old fat steak. I'm gonna honor him, and he can go to the next place with his balls intact.
Well, you don't knock them upside the head. You run them through the chute, and there's you clamp them down, and then you castrate.
I
Anyway,
know he doesn't get to. So now you took him out of this world and sent him into the afterlife, nutless.
you're not taking him out. You're just making a bull into a steer, and then yes, later the steers will get raised, like the Black Angus steers. They get raised, and then they go to the
I'm not
processing.
a big fan of eunuchs either. So I think, man, if you can't just, you need to keep your shit.
All right, Brian, not you, the other Brian.
You were blessed with them. You need to respect those, that you were blessed with those.
I am a fan of
No
mountain
sniffy
oysters.
sniff.
I'm a fan of mountain oysters all day long. And I'm a fan of oysters on the half shell.
Well, see, while y'all are down there swimming and gathering oysters, you gather up some shrimp. So when you come up, then we're both going to be happy. You're going to suck snot off a shell, and I'm going to eat shrimp. And then if
Okay.
we go out to the range, I'm going to eat the T-bone steak, and y'all are going to eat bull nuts. So everybody's still going to be happy.
Okay. I'm in. I'm in. I eat the cow intestines too. We have talked
And
about that.
pineapple on pizza.
No, sir. Never in a million years. You will not give me to eat pineapple. I like pineapple. I like pineapple on my chicken shish kebabs, but not on my pizza.
See, I don't understand this. So you're so picky, like, ooh, no, pineapple on pizza, ooh, but you'll eat damn oysters or bull nuts
Yes, because
or
they're
vulture.
delicious.
You'll gnaw on a pig's foot in a minute,
Yes.
but I ain't gonna put no pineapple on that pizza. Ew, and it's like, wait, what?
Well, pineapple and marinara sauce just is not a good combo for me. That's just me. You do you, boo. That's just me. That's a weird combination. Pineapple and cheese is a really kind of odd combination for me.
Oh shit, no, really? That was like snack. Hell, I grew up. That was one of our snacks. Mom would do that. You'd get a big bowl of the pineapples, and then she'd take that shredded cheese and she'd run it over the deal and shred up a bunch of cheese, and you would have your bowl of chopped up pineapple, and then it would be covered with shredded cheese.
Really?
Yeah, that was like snack food time. It's like, okay, this is
Oh,
dessert or something. Yeah.
I've never even heard of that. Well, now my mom would put like cottage cheese in a bowl and then put pineapple or some other fruit on it, and she would eat that, but never shredded cheese. I've
Oh
never
yeah.
even heard of that. I mean, I've never
Anybody
seen
else that grow up having that pineapple with shredded cheese?
with shredded cheese. No, pineapple and cottage cheese. And I hated cottage cheese when I was a kid, but I like it now. No. See, for
Karl
me,
Marx invented pineapple on pizza. It's history.
marinara sauce and pineapple and cheese, just, I don't know. That's just not a combo for me.
No, I'm sorry, Moose Man. Anchovies, they belong in the cemetery where they came from.
I will definitely eat some anchovies on a pizza. Absolutely.
See, we're starting to understand. They closed all the institutions down.
Oh, is that what
They're
it is?
among us.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We just agree differently.
That's about
Uh,
the one thing I gotta say. I can, it's so funny too because I've been made fun of that too. Because,
see,
and I'm not going to get graphic, but just responding to Rex or whatever thing. There's things that you see. It's just so I've seen that, and it doesn't bother me. Anchovies will make me gag. I
they're
will
just super.
gag, and it's like, oh, I can even just catch a whiff of them, and it's like, oh no. And I got to get, dude. They used to set me up sometimes in break rooms because they'd bring one in that had them new, and then it's like, because I'll tuck your shit in and hold you inside while I'm going, no, we got to get them over here. I mean, I can like hold your whole innards in my hand. It don't bother me. But the
Right.
anchovies, oh no.
Are you okay? Is it anchovies? Because most people don't eat anchovies straight out of the like. They're very few on a pizza. Are you talking about anchovies or sardines?
No, anchovies.
Well, anchovies
Anchovies. Nasty,
are
nasty shit.
well, they're just super, super, super salty.
Yeah, well, it smells like it's extremely dead, rotten fish.
Anchovies don't smell that bad. Are you sure you're not talking about sardines?
No, I don't really care for them either because that just looks like I'm eating bait fish. And there's just something about now when I reach in the minute bucket, I'm supposed to put a hook on this and I'm not supposed to put it on a cracker and in my mouth. There's just something wrong with this.
Don't forget the hot sauce. Cracker, hot sauce.
It's like you peel that top off and you look at them little shits laying in there and it's like, wait, am I supposed to be getting like a golden eagle and like putting a hook in them? Nope, you need to take your saltine. It's like,
Right? I could, that's, man, okay.
see there, Tiger even said anchovies are nasty, but sardines are good. So
Anchovies
it's anchovies. Ooh, a little light
are
in there.
too salty for most people, but you don't pack them on a pizza. You just put them sparingly, on your pizza. Because they are very, 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 very salty.
Yes,
But I do
well,
like them.
and I have a real good friend. He's the one friend that I actually got that lives over there by you. I told you,
Right.
Oh, buddy, that
Yeah.
son of a bitch there can eat a damn can of them sardines in the New York minute. Don't make a
I
shit,
think
buddy. Some sardines and some mustard or some hot sauce, some
I was gonna
satcheries,
say
and buddy, that dude will just that can will be empty in a second.
cream cheese on a cracker with the sardine on there. Because the cream cheese and the sardine, because the sardine's salty. A little hot sauce. Yep.
Rest you should try my Nook Mom sauce from Vietnam.
Well,
Well, I will tell you now, there is a secret to some things. See, because there's a saying, it's like you don't always want to know what's in stuff because you'll like it until you know what's in it, and then you won't like it no more.
some
Worcestershire
people.
sauce is that way. Worcestershire sauce used to have a whole different meaning until one day I'm watching how it's made, and I'll be damned, it's going to like Worcestershire. Hey, cool, yeah. Wait, what? You store that shit and put what in it? Okay, see, I don't know that I feel the same way about Worcestershire sauce anymore.
Yeah, there's that, and it's been, oh gosh, it was probably like a year ago on one of your lives in the morning, and y'all were on this odd food conversation, and the anchovies came up, right? I was just in the chat, and there were people on the panel, and y'all were talking about weird food, and anchovies came up because like same conversation, basically. But anchovies came up, and I just in the chat I said, "Does anybody in the chat like Caesar salad?" And I think Jen was the one that commented about, "Oh, I love Caesar salads." But nobody else got it. Nobody else commented about it. Not one person in the chat said anything else about it. And the point was, or I mean, when I just let it go, I think I just like walked off and went back inside. Like, well, apparently there's no foodies in this chat because Caesar salad, which is very popular, it's one of the most popular salads, at least around here. Caesar dressing is absolutely made with anchovies. I don't know if anybody, I mean, I don't know who else in the chat, but traditional Caesar salad is absolutely made with anchovies. And it's delicious. But I think a lot of people don't know that. So now I just ruined it for, I don't know, most people in the chat.
So where you go to eat, they put anchovies in your Caesar salad?
No, Caesar dressing, traditional Caesar dressing that goes on a Caesar salad is absolutely made with anchovies. Look at the ingredients. Next time you're in the store, pick up a Caesar salad dressing and look at the ingredients. Anchovies are delicious.
No, I beg to differ, ma'am.
No. Okay, moving on. I don't eat pineapple on my pizza and you don't eat anchovies, and that's fine. That's why we have more than one type of pizza. Um,
No in the dressing. Tiger said no in the dressing.
yes, traditional Caesar salad is very much made with anchovies. Absolutely.
Carl said that's just plain kinky shit right there.
Prove me wrong, because I've made it before and it's delicious. Look it up. YouTube it. Pinterest it.
Hey, a little bit of rain.
It's only gonna last 45 seconds, I promise you. Like
So
for
that's
me to
why I
get
came and
anything
got
like
underneath the tree. Because if I'd have stayed up there, that would have become such a big echo.
if it's anything like mine, it's only gonna last 45 seconds.
Let me get a little closer.
So did you ever taste at the Missouri meetup? Wait, y'all left on Sunday. Y'all were still there when we left because we left Sunday morning. Did you taste the cow tongue
No,
that Milkmaid made? You didn't?
no, we missed that. And hold on.
It's funny because we were all talking about weird foods, and there was supposed to be a lot of different kind of foods up there, and there really wasn't. But she did use my Instant Pot. She did take the Instant Pot and cook the cow tongue overnight. And when she brought it back over for us to transfer it to a bowl and clean my Instant Pot out, I did taste it. And there was a couple of other people there that tasted it. I think Yard Dog, maybe was it Yard Dog? Yard Dog Sucker was one of them. Or somebody was there. And I told him, I was like, quite literally, it's been slow cooked overnight in an Instant Pot and kept warm. It tastes like roast beef if you slow cook it like that. There's different ways to prepare it, but it's really good. Would you eat cow tongue? Would you
Did
eat
I?
cow?
I didn't.
No,
I
but would
never
you?
had.
Would you
Would
try
I?
it?
Yeah, I'd probably try it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna mute this and do my camera because I'm gonna try to get up there on the porch.
Okay. Well, I can't see the chat, so I can't. Okay. Anyway, Milkmaid did cook a couple of cow tongues, and I did taste them Sunday morning before I left. And she was going to make tacos out of them later. I don't know if they ever did or not, but just so y'all know, I think it was Yard Dog Pepper that was there that tasted it, and maybe a couple other people. But cow tongue, when slow cooked in a crock pot or an instant pot or something like that, with seasonings and broth, beef broth or whatever, well, basically makes its own beef broth. It really does just taste like a really slow cooked, really tender, falling apart roast beef. So there's that. So don't be afraid to try foods that, sorry, there's something on my, don't be afraid to try foods that seem really weird. Now, the process of making cow tongue, though, you do have to boil it first and then pull off the outer, the rough part, like when a cow or anything licks your hand, cat, cow, anything licks your hand, that. You don't have to take that whole outside covering off, and then you season it and you cook the meat in the middle. That probably just roast everybody out. But that's how you do it, and it's delicious. Make tacos out of it. What tastes like roast beef over rice with gravy. You can put it in, shred it up and put it in some noodles with gravy. Y'all can tell I'm from the South, right? Not really from the South. Maybe it's just a Texas thing. Beef is a big thing in Texas. Tongue, intestines, balls, we eat all of it. You better come back soon because I can't see the chat. Oh, yeah. What else? Oh, sweetbreads. Is it the thalamus gland? Those are delicious too. Whether you grill them with barbecue sauce or you fry them, sweetbreads are good too. That's another thing that a lot of people don't eat unless you go to like a French restaurant or some boofy restaurant and they're going to have sweetbreads on the menu and they're going to charge you like $42 for a plate of those when you can just go to your local Mexican meat market and get those and cook them yourself. I don't understand why people don't do that. That's what I do. And they're yummy. What else? Oh, menudo. Now we're talking stomach, cow stomach. Stomach lining of the cow in a really spicy soup. If somebody knows what they're doing, makes a really good hangover cure. Spicy menudo. Delicious. Texture, you're not used to it. It's a bit to get through. It's a little chewy, but it's good. Why am I always the one talking about the weird foods? What is that? Somebody else needs to get up here and talk about food with me. Because I don't think Brian's eaten any of that stuff. Well, we know he hasn't done mountain oysters, and we know it could be goats or it could be cows. I think mountain oysters, they're referred to as calf fries around here because it's usually beef. But mountain oysters, I think, originally are from goats or sheep, and that's why they call them mountain oysters. Let me know if I'm wrong. Not that I can see the chat, but I think that's where those two phrases came from. Sorry, there's another Egyptian goose in the yard eating the duck food, but it's one by itself and it's quiet, so I'm leaving it alone. I'm not going to shoot it. He better come back soon. Because I can't see the chat. I guess I could take y'all inside and put it on the TV where I can see the chat. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll take y'all inside with me and let him do whatever he's doing, and I'll try to get the chat pulled up.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. I just told everybody, because I can't see the chat, I was like, I'm going to take y'all inside so I can get the chat pulled up on the TV, and at least I can see what's going on so I can talk to some folks, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Ah!
Ooh-wee.
I know, it's hot. I've been sitting out there for a while, but it's not too bad because it's only 93.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I say only.
I lost my damn
Only 93.
thing to my damn vape.
Uh-oh.
It's always one thing after another.
Good. I'm glad you're back because I couldn't see. I was just talking about weird ass foods in Texas. Oh, and then we have the barbacoa, which is the whole cow head or cow cheeks or whatever that we cook. Yum. Yum. Barbacoa tacos are delicious. Okay. Where's the remote? I came in so I could
see chat.
Yeah, so I could try to pull up YouTube on the TV so I could see chat because just sitting out there with my phone, I can't see anything in chat. It's kind of crazy.
Well, it's kind of nice. It rains a little bit because
it wasn't
I'm
enough.
gonna probably have to do some digging to get that pipe and all that shit, and so at least that'll help soften up that ground.
Did you get enough to soften up the ground? Because I'm telling you, here it rained for like 45 seconds, and then it would pass on. That cloud would pass on, and then 45 seconds, there was not anywhere near enough rain. I don't even count that as rain. That's not even no.
No, it's stopped now, but still a little dark out there, so maybe get another little wave.
Well, Well, at least for here. My forecast said not one drop rain here. See, TJ? See, okay. I didn't know TJ was here. Hey, TJ. She's in
Hey,
Texas.
what's up, TJ?
She's in Texas. See? Not one
Yep.
drop of rain.
Lady
I
Smith
only
said
got
set
it
a
for
quarter
like
brisker out this morning. Ooh-wee.
30 seconds at a time. Brisket. Oh, brisket. Okay, so now I can see the chat. Ooh. Oh, y'all, I look terrible. I was working outside and I was cutting tomato plants off the fence. Look at me. I look all crazy. I don't care. It's the way I look. All crazy. Cutting tomato plants off the fence this morning because it wasn't 116 degrees outside there for the first time in like 3 months. Smoke butt, right, Miss Man?
Well, it just
Hey,
rained here, TJ. It wasn't too much, but maybe it'll. No, because she's north, so this is going south, I think.
see, I can see the chat. Yes, Tiger. That's what I said. When I decided, there in that one cabin, I know if rescue gets there, there's not a ramp, but like a walkway, I don't know, a bridge, basically from where we park up front. You could drive your scooter, and there's a bridge for you to get to that one cabin. Now, the other cabin has steps to go in. That one is a bridge to the porch, and literally, you open the door, you're going to have to take one step up to get in the cabin, but there's a comfortable ass futon right there on the right. So I was like, that's a perfect spot, right?
Yeah.
AC, you got a window unit, AC in there. There's bathroom, shower, bathroom and shower in the other. So that would be perfect. And I kept thinking about it. I was like, we just need to do that because I know that not very many people will come all the way to Texas, really, that are from far away. Ghost might come because he said he would. Maybe Hutch and Mrs. Hutch, and anybody else from that meetup, and anybody from the North Carolina meetup. Everybody there was awesome. And that's why I said earlier, Tiger. Also, anybody from Texas is welcome because it's Texas. You know how we are in Texas. Even if I haven't met them, it's Texas. So yeah, I ain't afraid for people to know where the property is because, well, along with that, it's literally in the middle of nowhere, y'all. We will not be bothered. We have to go through other folks' property. It's landlocked and it's next to a big ass ranch, and then there's some other people that live there, and we go through, and then there's another property on the other side, and so we're kind of like just literally in the middle of nowhere. And the property that we go through are friends of mine, and they watch out for the place. So if anybody goes up there at any time that should not be there or somebody they don't know, I get a text or a call immediately. So there's that. I have like it built in. What is happening in Centerville? Oh, TJ, this is what I was talking to Brian about earlier. We were talking about having a meetup, a Texas meetup. We've been talking about it for a while in April, and we were talking about maybe like Livingston State Park or something like that because it was kind of close. Although Centerville is not that far for rescue, I don't think. I finally just decided in April, somewhere around the middle of April, I'm gonna have a Texas ain't cool. Just I know everyone in Texas ain't cool, but anybody that's not cool, I promise you will not show up where I am, because if anybody that's ever known anything about me on here and they're not cool, I guarantee you that won't be a problem. They either won't show up or they will get promptly exited. Anyway, so TJ, Centerville, Texas, we have some property that my family owns, and I've decided I'm just going to have a little meetup, even if it's a mini meetup for anybody from Texas that wants to come, anybody that's a friend of mine that I actually know and talk to, anybody that I've ever met at either of the two meetups I've met and we're cool or whatever. We're just going to have it at the family property in somewhere around the middle of April. because it won't be too hot. It definitely won't be cold. There's 2 cabins, very rustic. And by rustic, I don't mean cute rustic. I mean like hunting rustic. But there are 2 bathrooms with showers and toilets and plenty of room for tents and all that. And there's
Hey, Skip.
electricity. Nikki, are you jumping before or after? Oh, that's right. Will. I don't know. We'll decide, Tyler.
We'll jump afterwards. Jump after the camp out. That way, in case things don't work out on the jump, you're still made it to the camp out.
That's true. You know, that's a good point. That's a good point. Mary and I are going to jump out of a plane. That is a good point, Brian. We need to do the camp out first in case we die jumping out of our plane. So we'll just have to, we still haven't, let's jump after. Because from Centerville, like y'all can come right in to town and to Centerville for the mini meetup, the Texas meetup or whatever. And then once everybody's gone, we'll pack up and it's only like an hour, 15 minutes from up there to where I live. And then we'll come back here and we'll hang out. And then we'll go down to Houston and jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Right, have good positive thoughts rescue. That is a good point, though. He does make a good point.
I'm just trying to cover all the bases, Tiger.
Yeah, no, that's logical. We
that way you get the enjoyment of the cookout, you get the enjoyment of the skydive until there might be a moment when you realize that it wasn't so much fun. But up until that moment, you're going to be having a blast. So,
well, no, I mean I get it. I'm a very logical person, and that literally makes sense. We need to do that first in case we die. I mean, in case something happens and we're severely
it's that time. It's that time.
Yeah. She's gonna stay. She's gonna stay with me for like 2 weeks or something, right? Isn't it like 2 weeks at least or something? So we'll have time. We're gonna do a whole bunch of Texas things. Oh, good.
Look at there. Hutch is doing his little.
I'm gonna
Hutch is doing his hardest.
Oh, he's trying.
5x5.
You're a 5x5.
I am. It's one of those kind of days, man.
One of those kind of days.
I hate doing it. This is how much trim I've got so far. This is all this is going to get decarbed, and this is going to be butter, whiskey, tincture. You know, all the little side shit. So.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
It sucks. It sucks a lot. Just so you know.
Oh, I know. It's such a, I don't know, a grueling job. I don't see how you do it.
Hey. You get about 18 hours into this shit, and then you're like, man, do I really want to smoke that much?
And then you kind of go, yeah.
Right? And then you just smoke more and forget about it for another 5 or 6 days. This is my my fancy trim. I did the rough trim already for the fan leaves and stuff. Now this is the fancy trim, wax paper. Catch all that, catch all the keef.
Ah, okay. Tiger said no more whiskey for Chris, Hutch.
I mean, that's what you said last year too, but we see how that worked out.
And I gotta say that was classic, dude. I don't even know what I was saying. I just happened to be looking that direction. And Chris come walking down and went, boom, and it was like, oh shit.
Hey, I'm at this point I'm pretty much making him his own special little batch.
Yeah, I think I was talking to the missus or something. I can't remember what I said. I just happened to be looking right up there at that little volleyball net kind of thing or whatever, and that string coming down, and boom. Oh, G Montana says now it's hailing now. Dang, it's an angry storm.
Hell, it's pretty comfortable here.
Well, it's only 93 here today, so that's pretty comfortable compared to the last 3 months.
Yeah, it's definitely more comfortable today than it has been.
Tiger, I was there. Tiger did try to stop him. She sipped, she tasted the shot you gave her, and she tried to warn him, and it didn't work. So there we
She
go.
knew what she was doing. It's like setting something shiny down in front of a toddler. She just set it on the table and was like, "Don't touch it," and walked away. What do you think was going to happen?
Oh my god, that's funny. That looks like Bud Light.
Moose Man said that looks like Bud Light.
Bud Light.
How dare you, sir?
I'm still hot. It was still hot outside today. All right, so is this your process of drying? Is that what this is?
Yep.
Yeah.
11. I try to go. I aim for 11 to 14 days dry. That way, it doesn't degrade the THC, but it gets rid of the chlorophyll taste. You know, you ever smoke something that tastes like fucking wet hay and shit? That's the chlorophyll because they didn't dry it and cure it properly.
So now it's just trim, but you have to hang them like when you dry herbs and stuff like you're hanging them and drying them. Yes. Okay. All right. Oh, they're everywhere. Okay. Okay. I see.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, I do a rough trim. That's the big fan leaves and stuff like that. That's trash. And I cut right up to the frost line on the sugar leaves. That's the first trim. I call that my rough trim, and then I'll come in and like see this is what it looks like after a rough trim. You know what I mean? It's still got all this trash on it, but all that trash has got trichomes on it. So that's what I'm cutting off now is the trichomes right up to the flower itself, and then that's what
Hey, G-Mom Merkel.
So all of this is completely covered with trichomes, which is basically your key. You know what I mean? So, boom, that's product right there. Butter, you know what I mean? All that good shit.
Matter of fact, that reminds me, I need to check into the new laws because I think September 1st there was supposed to be a new medicinal shift to where patients were, if you didn't want to do the opioids, you could choose the medicinal marijuana. And if that's the case, then I'm fixing to go see the doctor going, hook, I need a card, whatever.
Yeah, you could do. I mean, I know Texas is not like Missouri and Oklahoma and all that, but I'm pretty sure you still can get it if it is medicinally prescribed.
Well, see, up until now, their medicinal version was like only, I think it was some extreme cancer type that you had to have. And that was really what you qualified for. But then, I mean, you could qualify for the CBD side. You can get that, the Delta and all that. But this was supposed to change in the law and doing it because basically what they were going to do is if you don't want to do drugs, you don't want to do the opioids, you don't want to do the pain pills, then you can do medicinal marijuana. Well, they were going to make that legal on September 1st, supposedly, when it was supposed to take effect. Oh, by the way, you know how many laws that actually took effect September 1st? You want to know what's wrong with our fucking country? This is what's wrong with our fucking country. And I love Texas, and I appreciate their effort and all, but really, in one fucking year, you're going to pass 774 fucking laws.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, holy shit, dude, really? 770 plus? Are you shitting me? Now, granted, some of them are good because, like, we got tax breaks and stuff now.
Yeah, it's really hard to keep up, especially, well, I mean, I don't know about anywhere else.
Oh, mandatory ID now, too. In Texas, if you get pulled over and ask for ID, it's a misdemeanor if you don't produce ID.
See, that's bullshit. That's that fucking Gestapo shit right there.
Yeah,
well, unless you got Mexico as your neighbor.
Still, though, I mean, you don't sacrifice the rights of the citizens for the benefit of the people who aren't supposed to be here. You know what I mean?
Well, but you got to know, HUD, you got to try to, because people will just, dude, you get plowed into with a car. You just lost everything. You don't have your right to work no more. And come to find out that that person doesn't have any ID, they got no insurance.
That's
And
a no
because there
Gotti.
was no legality behind it, they just, they get in basically a John Doe kind of fucking ticket. And then there you go. You deal with it. We'll
No,
see, not no more.
that's not accurate. No Gottis get no. If a no Gotti gets pulled up, well, it depends. It depends on see. Oh shit. Let's not get into the whole police conversation because I've heard y'all's opinion of that. But a no Gotti gets towed. I mean, if it was me, if it's anybody that knows what the hell they're doing and they get into an accident, we call them no Gottis. I know it's probably not politically correct, but oh, I know no habla inglés, no Gotti. Insurance, no Gotti. Well, towed. I mean, you might get a citation for the accident, but your vehicle's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because they have no insurance. And I get that. That is very frustrating when you get hit in Texas by somebody who doesn't even have liability insurance to cover the accident. That's one thing that I never let anybody go for because of that, because that's not fucking fair. Did I say that? Sorry.
Well, no, because it's just like, if you're like, okay, right here, right now, we're a one vehicle family. And if I wasn't screwed up, let's say I was working or something, then, or hell, even though, just take the current situation. If there was one of those uninsured and unlicensed person, whether they're here in the country, legal or not, it's just if they don't have the insurance and, they don't have anything, then you T-bone my old lady coming home from work.
Mm-hmm.
And fine, you got a citation, and somewhere down the road in court, they're going to hold you liable, and they're going to tow your car because it's probably going to be totaled because you just totaled ours. But now, if we didn't pay for that damn insurance, see, because that's where you're in that catch-22. If we just did the liability, then we would be screwed.
Right. That's
because
what I'm
there wouldn't even be enough. You get like when I got plowed over on my bike. That goofy ass woman had liability insurance, and I personally have never understood that because you have minimum of $10,000 liability insurance, and it's like really because a life flight is going to cost you about 13 or 14 grand depending on where it's from. So basically, their $10,000 liability, they ain't even got enough money to cover the life flight to take your ass to the hospital. So then you end up like in my case with a good quarter, almost $750,000 worth of medical bills. And it's like I laughed and told every one of them over the years as they had called going, I'm sorry, you're going to have to show me where I even asked you to fucking help me. Not to mention your list of 20 doctors. I don't give a shit. $5,000 for an ambulance ride. So it's the whole system's kind of messed. But yeah, I got to say, I mean, I get what you're saying, Hutch, as far as, but then again, if you're on the road, you should have an ID anyway. Hell, if you're 18 years and older, you should have some sort of ID, because if you don't have any form of ID, then, and call me wrong, it doesn't matter. But to me, I've already profiled you. You're apparently up to no good because you're not providing for shit, because you're not engaging with any bank or any legitimate businesses because you have no idea to say who you are. So you should have an ID.
Well, I 1,000% you should have an ID, but you shouldn't be forced to present it anytime a cop just says, "Hey, let me see your shit."
Well, it depends on the situation. I agree with you in certain situations, but in some situations, if you get, it depends on the situation. Where I don't agree that not, say you get pulled over and you are the driver, and depending on what you get pulled over for, blah, 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 which state, whatever, all of the laws are different. By being the driver, do you have to present? Yes. Does everyone in the vehicle with you have to present their ID? No. I don't agree with that. They, by no fault of their own, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it should just be the operator of the vehicle.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You specifically are the person responsible for that vehicle. You're driving it, and you get pulled over for, say, 75 and a 55 or whatever it may, or whatever.
G-Mom, Merkel, you just don't have a form of ID anymore, but see, you did. So as far as if something came up, your ID could be found out.
For 11
Well,
years.
she was born before Social Security numbers and birth certificates anyway, so I'm surprised.
Not that old. Passport, something. Passport is a very valid form of ID. But what I'm saying though is, if I pull somebody over, I mean, not that I do it anymore, but years ago, if I pulled somebody over, I would just ask for that. If there was no reason for me to suspect anything, and it was just literally speeding, or whatever it was, reckless driving, whatever it was, and there wasn't anything shady looking going on, and there was 2 other people in the vehicle, and there wasn't, anything weird, there's no reason for me to ask for the passengers' IDs, unless
Right.
there is a reason. It just depends. That's what I'm saying. Everything is situational. Shit, life is situational. Every single interaction you have with anyone in your life, the situations vary. Am I wrong?
Oh no, exactly. By the way, lady finished up a pretty set of healthy buds there, Hutch.
Oh yeah.
And
And
buffering,
yes,
where are you at? Because buffering said if they got caught growing, that they'd lose everything, the land and everything.
yeah, you can get a state ID in Texas when you're like, what,
Yep.
15, TJ? I don't know. Just an
Yep.
ID card. You can get an ID card.
Well,
But
yeah. I mean, then again, I mean, unless they've changed that, you used to could you could get your ID at 15 because you could get a hardship license at 15.
yeah,
And
right.
so you could get your ID at 15.
Yeah.
Or you could join the military at 17 as long as your guardian will sign off for you.
Right.
But you don't need an ID to vote, right?
Well, no, Indy just said, but you don't need an ID to vote. No, that's not accurate. Anytime I've ever
Well,
voted,
no, she's talking about where they're in these other states because that's what happened in 2020. See, they don't, and it's ironic because they fight against this. They actually called that, matter of fact, when that gets brought up, the counter from the other side is that's racist. To require an ID is racist.
Well, I know.
Even though most states kind of do it, but because these cities, see, some of those metropolitan cities didn't want because they wanted to mail in ballots, and so it has a lot of states have cleaned that up. By the way, did you know old Sheila Jackson was going for mayor of Houston?
Sheila Jackson Lee? Yeah, she's been wanting to be mayor for a really long time.
Yeah, she's at it again.
Yeah, she's been wanting to be mayor for, we just passed 2 or 3. Okay, Indy, every single time I've ever voted in the state of Texas, I had to produce an ID. So all I can speak about is.
See, that's us.
Same here. Every time I voted, I've had to have the ID. And boy, them old chicks that ask for your ID, boy, there's some snooty fucking twats. I'll tell you that, boy.
Now, I will say, I think Houston. See, Houston, you could get away with the mail-in ballots and just sticking them in the box. That's why Paxton went after Houston, Harris County. Also went after, I think it was Jefferson County, for some shystery shit like that. But yeah, we kind of we had to do the ID. We do the voter card. That's what kind of gets me in some of them Northeast and Northwest states. It's like, well, how did you end up upside down from everybody else? Because it's not that big a deal. You can't trust her. She hates dogs. Who, G-Mom Merkel?
Who? Can't trust who? Me? Oh, Sheila Jackson Lee? I'm not sure. I haven't kept up. And that's funny, Hutch.
Oh, she's a liar. That damn chick. That's any of them damn Harris County, any of them politicians connected to Houston are liars. They're bald-faced liars and scammers. And that's all. And you can just feel free to drive around that cesspool of shit called Houston on the loop. And you will see how full of shit they are. You see all these abandoned buildings, the shitty ass neighborhoods, fucked up streets, crappy ass overpasses.
Well, that's been that way for years, Brian.
That's what I'm saying. That's metropolitan city is a shithole. All those politicians down there lie through their teeth. They all talk about how they're going to improve this, improve that, and that place ain't nothing gone to shit. Hell, we used to have one of the wonders of the world. We had Astro World and the Astrodome. And they done let that shit go. Hell no, we don't need one of those wonders of the world, That
was so much fun as kids.
Yeah, we don't need that. Let that go. We don't need the Oilers. Let them go. Who needs a professional NFL team, back the blue? Just go ahead, send them up to Tennessee. We don't need them.
Yeah. That reminds me of the SPM song. The SPM song.
Yeah.
Run you out my
Yeah, he was a
city.
Houston boy.
Run you out my city like the Tennessee Oilers. Funny. Most people wouldn't know it. Y'all like SPM? Now I want to listen to SPM. God damn it.
I've never heard of that in my life.
You
You never
haven't?
heard of
Seriously?
SPM,
Okay.
South Park Mexican?
Yeah,
Oh,
SPM.
okay.
It literally stands for South Park Mexican. And
Yeah, I've
he's
heard of South
been,
Park Mexican. I'm just not hip enough to know the acronyms that the.
Well, he's a Houston boy, so
yeah,
Uh,
and he was in prison or is he still in prison? For
he's local.
years? I don't think, is he still in
Yeah,
prison? Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like he's a legit
Yeah, he was
uh
a gangster down there in
yeah,
Houston, slinging dope.
he
that
was a
motherfucker,
legit
he's been
fellow.
around for a long fucking time, hasn't he? Like,
Long
Yeah,
time. You want me to
yeah.
play the song? See, I don't want to get us booted off, but I'll play the song.
I mean, it ain't that serious.
I'm just saying.
you
Now I
can if
want
you
to.
want. I can't. I'm on that tablet, so I can't.
I'm saying on the C word over there. It's plugged in on the Alexa, which it's funny when we go to my mom's house.
Do
She
the
has
exclamation first, Lady Smith. Do the exclamation and then gamble.
mom has the same one, but she didn't change the name like Jeremy did. So I'm over there and I'm saying the C word, trying to play music at her house, and I'm like, damn it, I forget and I have to call little Alexa. But over here, y'all know what it is. High, so high.
I might have gotten my T-shirt from Streamlabs today. I noticed that mail lady looked like she put one of them white plastic bag kind of packages in the box. It's probably my T-shirt from Streamlabs.
Oh.
Apparently, I set up enough with the points, and since I've streamed a couple of times using that, then my reward point.
Fancy.
So what is that? What CJ says? One of my newer neighbors came from Houston. The stupid woman tried to tell me when I was allowed to mow my grass. I told her to waddle her fat ass back home and shut the F up.
Right.
That sounds like some of the damn people we got around here, man. These people come up out, you can tell. It's like, look, man, this ain't the city. There ain't no street lights on the corner. We ain't putting curbs and paving the roads and shit, you know. If a limb falls across the road, get your ass out and drag it off to the side yourself. There ain't no point in crying and whining and waiting for some county person to come do it. Get up off your ass.
A couple guys in the neighborhood with a chainsaw are gonna show up. We just help each other.
Hell, it's like our electric company, Chico, Sam Houston. I love them, man. That's a co-op, and they are so good. They go pretty good ways. They come close to you. Not like super duper close, but fairly close, because I think they're like borderline cut and shoot kind of shit. So I mean, they reach on out, and then they come all the way over to Woodville and get up that way, because it's Sam Houston Electric Co-op. And seeing, man, that co-op makes a matter of fact, when I called them, telling them, I said, hey, by the way, I said that security light, I said, there's a limb now that's grown down on that wire. It's got it in the V. Shit, the next day he was out here. I said, well, you want to go ahead and grab another one? Sure. By the way, he had a battery powered little pole saw. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. My brother-in-law lives in Fountain. Your brother-in-law lives in Cut and Shoot, TJ. That's like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Hell, that's
like,
just, yeah.
Right down 105 from me.
That's like an hour away.
It's an hour from you, about 15, 20 minutes from
yeah,
me.
for you just got to zip and go.
105, straight, like right out the
Now,
neighborhood.
the longest part for you is actually drive through the city part.
Yeah.
That'd be the longest part for you, is getting through all that shit to get to the other side.
Right, through Conroe, right. Hey, TJ, there is a, well, you go, from my way, I have to go through Cut and Shoot, and then you get to security, but the old security flea market, which is right next to Cut and Shoot, is right there. The old security flea market is awesome. And so if you're ever down visiting your brother, I need to give you my number. If you're ever visiting your brother and y'all want to meet up there and hang out at the flea market, it is awesome.
Oh, you know, I was back when the Exxon plant used to be there on the outskirts of Conroe. I built the amines unit in that plant back then, and that's when food stamps were kind of, the thing back in the day. And there was actually a big old food stamp sting that had gone down. And coming from Cleveland, going down 105, there used to be a little spot that you could pull over on the left. It wasn't like an official roadside park, but it was just kind of people used it. And nobody gave a shit. Dude, I found a dead dude laying in that ditch. And it was his dog is what caught my attention. So I turned in because the dog was just sitting beside this person. And at first I thought it was a drunk. And of course, this is before cell phones. So, I mean, I'm literally going, oh shit, no, that ain't a drunk. Okay, well, all right, let me get back. And I had to run all the way in. And the road I used to turn on is that one right past that mulching place as you come in. You know, you pass the mulching place, and now I think there's a car lot. And then there's that one road, and you turn. That's how I used to go in. I had to go to the guard shack to call the law, and then I had to drive back down there to meet him. And come to find out, that dude had been popped because he was one of the snitches in the food stamp sting.
Oh, damn. Are you talking about that other little flea market type area that has little different buildings and stuff? That's not. I'm not.
Well, it
talking
was
about
before the buildings were there. There
Yeah.
was no buildings back then.
But there's different ones.
This was as you come out of Cleveland, which now there's the whole big Cornerstone Church, and see, none of that was there. You used to just come out the regular 105.
Right.
And as you got into that long straightaway,
Yeah.
on the left is that open side field that you can see kind of back in for a ways. It's got that stretch. Well, there used to be a pull in right there that people would kind of use as like a little, you know, hit the head kind of deal right there, because this is before all that other shit was there. So when you come off of like 59 on the 105 to go over there, well, it's like, okay, there wasn't all them gas stations.
No, it was.
That was, yeah.
Man, they're everywhere now, all the way through there now. But
later, kiss off. Make it a good day.
Gas station between 59, basically almost to Conroe, you wouldn't even hit a gas station. It was dark.
Yeah. There wasn't nothing until you got to Cut and Shoot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was dark back then.
And even Cut and Shoot, you had the little city hall, police department, that little cedar building over here on the right, and then right up on the left was the little bitty gas station at the time.
Tiny. And then there was a goat farm behind that.
Well, rescue. Not sure. Try hard. Oh shit.
Rescue he might.
Oh yeah, Indy. It's got the 8-ball. It's got gamble, heist. I think duel. You can duel somebody. And then I don't remember. I think that's it. Oh damn! Look, top hours. Oh, I don't even know it. I didn't even know it showed that.
That's for chat involvement is what gets you points on that.
Oh, Brian did the exclamation top hours.
I have no idea how to. I've not ever even tried any of that. I'm not on that much normally.
That's wow. I didn't even know that. See, Brian's sitting there messing around finding stuff.
Yes, TJ, he will. Or I can just give you my phone number right now, because I'm one of those people that just does not care. 936-242
BR 549
40. Stop, PRC 549. 936-242-2840. Just text me and say, hey, this is TJ, or hey, this is Huck, or hey, this is Indy, or all the people. Now, if I don't recognize the name you tell me, then I might not. 936.
Well, you just told the whole flipping world. So the kid over there shitting in the dirt hole in Somalia, watching you on his smartphone, is going to call you, and he's going to be,
I get some weird messages, and if I don't, depends. 936-242-2840. It is what it is. I don't care. Track me down. I dare you. We don't call 911 thing on, and by the door, and there's a gun right there on the table. I'm just saying, I ain't afraid. Like, it is what it is. Tell me anybody that knows shit about shit can't track anybody down in this day and age when we have smartphones and TVs that watch us and all this other stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
it's kind of like
Then
locks. Locks only keep innocent people innocent. Just as like people that
exactly,
don't want to know, they won't know. People that want to know are going to
exactly.
find out any damn way.
At 8:15, we were hauling ass over to Mom's house last night because someone hit her weird side door buzzer, which never happens. And Jeremy and I, gun in hand, both of us, we haven't done this in years because we haven't been on, we haven't been the police for years, but we were going all around the house and we were searching all the outbuildings and all the stuff.
I'll
Like
tell
we
you
were,
what, you need to get. She needs to do something and get something, some kind of floodlights,
they're
maybe,
no,
or
they're fine.
well, yeah, but I mean those motion ones. So at least you'll know which way they came from or where, because of like if only this side of the house lit up and this side didn't, and she heard that, then they had to come and go from this side or something.
Well, no,
Just some way to know. I personally would try to get her to do cameras. So you
they
can
hit
get cameras. Run down to Fry's. I think Fry's
right.
is still open down 45, and you can $150 to get you like two of them at least. Don't hook up
Well,
to no outline network, but you guys could watch them. So if she calls you, then you can at least see if this little prick is running off, because that's kind of nerve wracking. Somebody come up and had to. They did that
they
to see
hit
if anybody was there.
they hit the doorbell. That's what Jeremy and I were on the way home. We were talking about. They hit the doorbell on the weird
See,
old.
she's so quiet. They were wondering if anybody was actually there, and they were probably
That,
testing that to see if anybody was there.
that's what Jeremy
I'm
said. So when
I'm
I got
I'm
there,
leaning toward
on the
that.
phone,
It was probably somebody young and they didn't understand what the button was and accidentally burst up against it and shit.
did you say accidentally brushed up against it? I don't think you
Is,
understand the situation
is
where my
it is
mom
it
lived.
Yeah,
It,
it's
like
people don't accidentally walk even around there, much less walk up onto your shit and then push a button.
no. I'm not saying accidentally walked on the property. I'm saying accidentally rung the bell.
Oh, like they were
no, you
still
don't.
doing up to no good, but they just accidentally bumped the bell instead. No, this is one of those push-in styles. You gotta ring it, ring.
It's one of the 50s ones.
Yeah,
The
it's that
really
white
awful.
button style shit. It's recessed. You got to push it in. So that's
Right. Okay, I got you.
On the
yeah.
1950s
Back in the
built.
day, it would be something you'd do just to see some person come answer the door, and then you'd be laughing over in the woods. But
Oh, right,
nowadays,
like
and
ding
given
dong
that
ditch.
there
It
are no
could have.
kids around there just kind of playing around no more, that's not the vibe.
Right. And I mean, it could have been some kids, like we played Ding Dong Ditch or all that, whatever when we were kids. It could have been that.
Well, that's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
not.
Most people are oblivious to random shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's like if you've hung around any fucking young people, you see like
Oh yeah,
roll up nose a fucking rotary phone. You know what I mean? Like they press buttons because they don't know what it is, kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like what is this ancient technology? Like that kind of shit.
That's a good point, Hutch, because yeah, this is an old school door buzzer on the kitchen side of her house, which no one ever goes to that side. There's a front porch, front door, all deliveries, all anybody that's not family or friends come to the front door, right? Anybody that knows,
yeah.
we go down the back through the patio into the back door and just walk in because it's family and friends, right?
But it would be
Now,
nice if it was just a humorous thing, some kids playing around. It's kind of little
well,
nerve wracking the fact that home invasion is a thing nowadays. It ain't a
that's
rare
another.
moment; it's a thing.
This was at 8:15. I'm telling you, it was 20 on the clock in Jeremy's truck when we were heading over there. It was 20:15, right? So 20:15, he's pulling out his gun out of the center console. I already have my gun next to me because I grabbed it right before we walked out. 8:15, we were going over there, and we came back home about 8:45 because we checked all around the house, the outdoor bathroom, the barn, the wash house, the pump house. This is a 5.5 acre property, right? So we're out there, flashlight, dark, guns. We're like clearing every building, everything. And I haven't done that in a long time, y'all. It's been a while, but but mom was just sitting on the back room playing solitaire on her computer, and that god awful buzzer went off, which she said it scared shit out of me because that buzzer's awful. It's a
Haven't heard that in
1950
years.
buzzer, right? And nobody ever does that. She said I jumped and it rang for like 30 seconds. So somebody hit the button. She said it was like 30 seconds. And so I waited till it stopped and I said, "Who is it?" My mom yelled at him, "Who is it?" And that was it. She didn't hear anything else. And then she picked up the phone and called me.
Hell, get her one of those Ring cameras. Those things are pretty decently priced nowadays, ain't they?
Well, we're gonna have to get a Ring camera for 3 sides of the house then now, I
Yeah,
guess.
well, you don't want to do that Ring shit because just the
Well,
firmware
there's
of
one
those
that
is
doesn't
accessible to.
upload. There's one that you can keep closed circuit that you don't have to fucking upload. I
Well,
forgot
that's I
which one.
told her where she's at. She can just run down there to Fry's. You you can get a 2 camera setup,
Well, but it's
wireless off network, just something you could actually put the little thing on your phone and talk to it
Right.
and look. So if she
Hell, you don't
called,
have
you
to
could
set it
actually
up
pull
on
that
the
up
house.
and be looking at it.
Set it up like I'm gonna get some cameras and I'm gonna set them on the corner fence posts at strategic spots. That way I can just get a picture of the entire yard. You know what I mean? As much as I can with as few cameras as I can.
I'm gonna have to go back and look that up.
Indy says when you hear the doorbell, then and now.
That's probably like old school doorbell noises compared to new ones. I'm telling you, the one on that side of that house that was built in that's a god awful sound, man. It's terrible.
I can't
And
do
so
the link
Mom,
because I can't
she
play it in
hasn't done
StreamYard.
that in years, but she saw us pull up, and clearly we got out before we even went in. We got out, we went around all of the house, and then we came in and talked to her, and then we went back and searched every outbuilding.
But see, I also got to say, being on the just I'm the thinker that I am. See, that also shows somebody a reaction time too. So now, if that was wondering if anybody lived there, they also now the response. Wonder if they saw you
If your
guys
mother
going back.
sounds like an old lady too, then they gotta, hey, there's just an old lady here, so naturally they assume it's an old man. You know what I mean?
Well,
like threat assessment kind of thing.
I'm just saying, our response time is 7 minutes. From here to my mom's house is 7 minutes. And that's quicker than the sheriff's office, I promise you that. And God help them if they walk in, because that old lady, I know, you call me, I know, Hutch, I'm an old lady to Hutch, but that old lady, she literally has a revolver in her, under her seat in her walker, right next to her right now. A revolver. Now, she did not have that. On the way over there, I was like, I got to get one of Mom's revolvers and make sure she carries it in her walker, blah, 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 before I even got there. And she said, that's a good idea. And while we were searching everything, she went and got one of them and put it under the seat in her, walker. So I promise you, I'm just saying, I promise you.
Oh,
God,
Indy said it's a comedian.
What?
Indy said it's a comedian and it's very funny. That whole hear the doorbell then and now.
I'm just saying, God help anybody that tries to bust into that house, because
my cameras are VW security. That's what I use.
There are a lot of weird sons of bitches moving to Texas here in the last 2 years. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never know.
Dude, they're trying. It's just like this whole Paxton thing. I'm watching this and listening to it and how it's all going, and it's like a mini Trump thing, dude. They're just trying to set him up to get him out of the picture, and they're working their ass off to try to flip Texas.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
You guys are you're getting Beto. You're gonna get Beto. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
No.
Because I mean, he even looks he doesn't have that, like, he can't sell himself to these illegals even coming across, much less the people that already know here that he's full of shit.
No. Beto is not even.
We talked about this yesterday though. Remember, shit. Sometimes it doesn't matter if the people like him. It's the long-term agenda. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Certain person fits a narrative. That's what it is, regardless of what the people want.
Well, that's why when y'all were talking about it, I was like, somebody was talking about what the hell we're gonna do when it all falls apart backwards, and I said, come to Texas, come to Texas, and if all of y'all come to Texas, then we can get everybody from San Antonio out. We can get everybody from Austin out, everybody from Dallas the hell out, and then build a wall on the border and all the way around Texas, and then we'll just be the new U.S.
I heard a guy. I don't know if it was that Adam Carolla guy or not, or one of his guests. But they the biggest problem is not, and it's not that they intentionally, sometimes they don't intentionally flip these places. That just happens because, and I gotta say, I said, well, damn, he came from California, he's over there. And so he said, what it is, see, they get to where they don't like where they're at. And so then they move. But when they move, they don't ever snap the fact that it's the way you vote is what's causing that area that you left to be shit. So then they get here and they keep voting Democrat and voting for the same shit until that area turns into shit.
We've talked about that for years now. It's like, you can come to Texas, but don't bring your fucking politics to Texas.
Yeah.
If you came from California, leave your politics over there and move to the country, and then get a grip.
Well, I think because that's why I think does it for here, because that's why even some of these so-called conservatives or Republicans that were up here, whenever it comes down to, you see different signs to where it's like, oh, so those words don't mean the same for everybody. It's like being a Republican, as conservative or Republican doesn't mean the same for everybody. And there's the distinction as far as with that, because I ran into that right here. And you find these people, it's like, well, I'm sorry. Matter of fact, your dad is probably rolling over his grave, but the way they act is just like them do. Because everybody likes power.
Well, right. And
shit, I don't.
Grow a garden, Nikki. I can grow a garden. Tiger just dies when it's Africa hot outside. And yes, Indy, I would take you any day. We would take Indy in Texas anytime.
Oh, yeah.
See, I back the statement of all of y'all go to Texas. Just stay out of Missouri on your way there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I got it. We'll see how that works. I'm just saying. We're gonna.
Don't worry, we'll sell you oil and gas at a decent price, Hutch.
Hey, I will. Texas, you go ahead and do your thing. Missouri is the new Texas, and if y'all need.
Now, by the way,
keep
in mind, Texas is going to be on the gold standard. So we'll sell your oil and gas, and we'll let your goods come in from the Gulf and bring them up to you, but we use the gold currency.
When the country goes into secession, it's going to be Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas anyway, and Louisiana.
Oh.
Maybe.
I know we're going to reach over and snag Louisiana because that's natural gas area.
Yeah, we got to have Louisiana. Yep. You sons of bitches in that weird time zone. Y'all can keep Georgia. Y'all can keep that shit.
I'm just saying, can't we just cut out and do we really have to take Oklahoma?
I mean, Oklahoma's got a shit ton of oil. There's a lot of oil in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but Texas is big enough that we really don't have to take Oklahoma. Please.
Yeah, it's not a necessity for us.
But why have we
too?
I'm just saying.
Why can't we stockpile some shit? Why do we want to just give it away?
Well, they've been doing some. Didn't they just get through doing some kind of weird shit?
Y'all have heard the song, right? You do know the song, Hut. Boys from Oklahoma roll their joints all wrong. You do like that song, right?
That makes sense. We looked into Oklahoma, and literally the only difference between Oklahoma and Kansas is Oklahoma. Every once in a while, you'll have a hole in the ground, just a crack in the ground randomly. That's the only fucking difference in Oklahoma. It is the most boring, blah fucking state
ever.
And then tornado, and there's no fucking place to hide except for the cracks in the ground. So yeah,
that's
that shit.
Please don't. Like, I'm not taking Oklahoma. If it's up to me, and nothing's up to me. But if I have a vote, Oklahoma's out. We're gonna go.
Oklahoma has to be like our Siberia or our Death Valley or something. You know what I mean? We got to have that one shithole. It's like nobody wants to go there. You know what I mean?
I get that, but we're gonna go like that, Texas, and then we're gonna go around. I'd take Arkansas, Missouri, and go over. Definitely Louisiana because natural gas. All the oil we need is in Texas. To be honest.
Nebraska, Iowa.
No.
What's up, Hudo?
No, I'm trying to picture the map in my head. Sorry. Hey,
TJ, and I didn't know if you know this, Nikki, but the Cushata is fixing to be doing a casino over here like they did over in Kinder. They're fixing to put one over here.
Really?
Yeah, because that finally got the okay with the gambling.
Well, I don't. That should have happened years ago. I mean, I
But
don't
yeah,
even.
that's an Ann Richards thing, I think, is who that was. That was a whole Delta Downs thing. Wanted to
Right.
keep that
Remember how
isolated
many
back then, and it's kind of like the lottery. You know, we don't want gambling in Texas, but the
but we
state's going
got
to sponsor lottery tickets.
yeah,
Wait a minute, am I
and
guaranteed to win? Nope. Sounds like
We
I'm
could just
gambling.
turn Oklahoma. We could just turn Oklahoma into just like a statewide free range prison. You know what I mean? Boom.
well, Texas. We grow good food in Texas. Hey, we do grow food. I
Is
promise
anybody in here from
Yeah,
Oklahoma?
in Texas, TJ.
3 good things about Oklahoma, please.
Exactly. The only thing I know about Oklahoma is it's not Texas, and there's not one food, being a foodie, that I can think of that. What is Oklahoma known for? I agree.
North Texas.
Not Texas, North
Well,
It
there
could
was
be New
like an
Texas.
oil
It could be
hub up
New
there.
Texas. Huh?
Texas.
New Texas? That works.
Oil hub and cattle auction. I think that's where the landmark start came from.
Oh, Moose Man. Okay. Well, then, Moose Man is the only good thing I've ever seen from Oklahoma, to be honest. I
Nope.
only
Even a
personally
trash can gets a steak every once in a while. Nope. That's not a
You
selling
know, you
point.
from Muskogee,
I'm just saying, I
Okra,
only know one person from
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, and he is just liberal as hell, and I just don't get him off. So there's that. But Moose Man, if he's from Oklahoma, that's pretty cool. Well, you need to. Never mind.
Well, by that logic, Bill Clinton's from Arkansas, so why the fuck would we want Arkansas?
I don't really want Arkansas, but I'll
Well,
take
yeah,
it
I
only
mean,
because
I don't
I
know
love
why.
Missouri. I'm just saying,
I mean, Texas is big enough. We got room.
we do have room.
I think we can
Okay.
probably fit Arkansas inside Texas.
Moose Man
Couple
says
times.
cattle, horses, pecans, and hay. We got all that in Texas. Cattle, horses, pecans, and hay.
Yeah, but Texas is going to get bombed and stuff when everybody's trying to protect it. When you got the capital there, it's going to turn into a giant metropolis. You're going to need that extra farmland.
Texas is the obese state in the nation.
The most obese.
Texas is the most obese state in the nation. Is it really?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Is it really?
It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's a lot of protein and beefs and shit.
Protein and
Well,
beef
you got to
is
remember, Houston is like what, the fourth largest city or some shit. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's on
Well,
up there. So there's a good bunch of people down there inside that toilet bowl called Houston.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Carnivore diet does not make you obese. It actually
Can we have a national boycott against Buc-ee's because it's making people obese?
Well, you might cause a rebellion that way.
You know, I was gonna say, you know what's so funny about that whole Missouri meetup thing? And I brought that bag with all this Bucky stuff. The one person that got the thing that I brought was another person from Texas.
I know, it's weird.
Isn't it weird? Because
apparently we're supposed to be getting a Buc-ee's
why.
Springfield sometime.
All right, here you go.
It's because the other person from Texas.
Most obese state. And then there is the list of Texas, California, West Virginia, and then Florida.
Florida.
And that's, oh, wait, and then I can do 42 more. Let's see who's next here. I'm going to go.
Oh, it's okay. No,
Okay, so we got Texas, California, West Virginia, Florida, Alabama, Kentucky, Colorado, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Minnesota, Tennessee,
See,
Iowa.
me and Tiger both understand. Missouri don't want no part of your guys' mess. We will allow you to say that you know us in public, but you know what I mean?
In public. Only in public.
Missouri is the last one on the list with a population of 6 million. Down there with New Mexico with a population of 2.1 million.
That's right.
Which means your whole state has the population of like Dallas Fort Worth.
Seriously?
Size
Damn near.
ain't got nothing to do with nothing, sir.
We got damn near 30 million people right here.
Hey, all I hear is excuses.
Well, Tiger says it's because Missouri's too poor to be obese.
Well, there's that too.
Wow.
I don't know.
I mean, broke ass can't go to the grocery store. You ain't gonna get much too big.
I mean, hey.
I'll be so love to. I'm gonna go outside and smoke.
We got all them oil barons over here. All them big old steak eaters. See, yeah.
Pretty much.
Now they just sit around and scratch their fat belly and yeah. That's something else. Most obese. I tell you, it's well, you know, all the fast foods, man, they pop up everywhere. Hell, our little old town, I swear, you couldn't have told me that 20 years ago. We got damn Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, all kinds of stupid ass shit, Panda Express, all this crazy crap, and it's like, dude, this is the city shit. What are you doing?
Right. We don't go to the restaurants like that shit anymore because we have found fault in every one of them because people, like I told the boy growing up, like, I don't give a fuck if you were a janitor or a CEO, you take pride in the job that you do and people will notice that shit. You know what I mean? No matter what the fuck it is. And people don't have that anymore. We have found roaches at McDonald's. The chick that was cooking our food at fucking Hardee's blew her nose on her hand and went back to cooking. You know what I mean?
Well,
like this is somebody y'all's age. You know, they know better. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's no fucking there's no point in it because you know you're gonna get fucked. So we just stopped going.
Okay. Hey, Hutch, I have a question. That one gas station, you know the gas station I mean.
Come
That breakfast pizza.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm saying on our way out on Sunday morning, right? On our way out, we stopped at the gas station and that little warmer to the left of the counter. I have never seen breakfast pizza ever in my life, but I got a slice of it and we tried it. Do you actually eat that breakfast pizza? It wasn't bad. I mean, it was breakfast.
Depends on where it comes from. It's not like we don't.
So are we talking regular like pizza bread with egg and sausage on it?
It's the pizza dough, and then you use sausage or like sausage gravy as the sauce. Then you can do eggs, hash brown, peppers, onions, however you want to do it, and then put cheese on top as the deal, and then boom.
Oh.
Breakfast
well,
pizza.
Who is it? There's some company that makes those frozen ones that you can get. I mean, I remember she had bought those like a long time ago, but they're little breakfast type, and I guess you'd call them like little pizzas. But it's like it got egg, and it'll have diced up ham and sausage.
I will say the best ones come from Casey's because Casey's just has the best cheese. I don't give two damns. But if you got a Casey's, get a breakfast pizza. It'll change your life. I'm just saying.
I don't eat at none of them places because all that shit, all I know is Cisco trucks pull up to every one of them things. So almost 80% of all them places use the same food, Cisco food.
Okay, Hutch. But what I'm asking you though is when I say the gas station that somebody we know apparently works at, right? Isn't that the Casey's brand pizza in those little boxes?
Godfather's.
Oh, the old Godfathers.
No, I would have recognized because we have Godfather's pizza here, but that's not okay.
It's the gas station version is a different thing than the restaurant version, than the sit down version.
Okay, all right. Well, I did not get the restaurant version. We just stopped for gas on the way out, and we got a couple slices of that, and I have to say it was pretty good. And it actually, yes, Brian, it was breakfast pizza, and it had sausage gravy instead of the marinara, and it had, eggs and.
Hell yeah! It sounds like
it wasn't bad.
That'd be cool. I mean, I like Choritos, but
Yeah, yeah,
That's
I
about
can't
my gas
stand
station food. I'll do churritos.
yeah. Like at a Bucky's or something, or at a not a Bucky's. What's the other one that's similar to Bucky's?
Well, if you're like your Flying J's,
Speedy Stop.
yeah.
What, duck? Go eat the. Okay, I have a duck that's. Duck, duck. I have a duck that wants some cat food. Yeah.
Ripe Moose or pineapple. Just saying.
I have a duck. Duck, duck, duck. So yeah, I have never seen a breakfast pizza like that. That was a first for me in Missouri at a gas
That'd be
station.
cool. Man, the first thing
Breakfast
I
pizza.
thought of is describing that is like, yeah, that'd be cool if you could make like biscuit style dough for your crust. And then you had like your crumbled up sausage and stuff up there, and then you had like some gravy poured over.
Well, that's just biscuits and sausage
Well, I
gravy.
know, but it'd be like pizza style, but it'd be sausage, it'd be gravy and biscuits,
just,
but it'd be look like pizza.
Go
But
to
it's
the
legitimately
grocery store, like
pizza
Walmart's
crust.
got them. They got the pre-made pizza crust. There's like 2 of them for like $6 or $7. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll work by itself alone right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. I mean, if you do that and just put biscuits and then great, that's just biscuits and gravy. But
Yeah,
this
that's
was
just
legit,
biscuits
like
and gravy.
pizza crust
Woo-woo.
in a
Okay.
like a piece of pizza, but it had sausage
okay?
gravy instead of marinara. It had, the other toppings and stuff and the cheese, and it was pretty good for a gas station, breakfast. Good. And I've never seen that here, to be honest. Bucky's, to my knowledge, does not make breakfast pizza. So there's that. And just so y'all know, have you ever been to Woody's in Centerville, Brian?
Yes.
Woody's in Centerville
Yep.
is just as good, if not good, as Bucky's for some of the snacks and stuff. And the beef jerky. Everybody's
I
big
think
on
all we
Bucky's.
got. The only thing I remember was some brisket.
Oh no, their barbecue's not that good. You got to go across the
That's
street.
all I remember.
No.
Because it was up
Woody's-
there working. There was a guy that
No.
me and my son knew over there out of Huntsville, and apparently his dad was up around Centerville as a popo. And anyway, there was a forklift we were going to help him work on. And so I went up there and for a couple of days hung out working on this damn forklift. And I just remember getting some brisket from there. And it was like, oh, that's all I remember.
I mean, it's not completely awful, but if you're in Centerville, Texas, and you want a good barbecue sandwich, you go across the street from Bucky's. But if you want the beef jerky and all the other snacks and stuff, it's really good.
Is that Big Tex? Is that still a thing in Texas? Well, he burned down, I guess, didn't he? But
Oh, Big Tex?
yeah,
The 72-ounce steak.
I've
Where
always
they had
wanted to do that.
the big cowboy
Yeah.
guy or the guy with the hat.
Yeah,
Did
he
it
caught
burn
on
down?
fire last year, didn't he? I think his face melted or some shit. Somebody threw a
Isn't
cigarette.
that up around the Dallas area?
I don't know.
That's another thing. I wouldn't buy barbecue in Dallas. I wouldn't buy barbecue in Houston. Austin is pretty good for barbecue, even though they're liberal as hell, but they've got some good barbecue joints. And then you have all these places in between, like Lockhart and Luling and all these smaller towns. Man, you can take you could spend a week traveling across Texas just taking a barbecue tour.
Big Tex was rebuilt. He's at the state fair.
It's Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't pay me to go to Dallas. I won't go anywhere near Dallas.
Man, shit, no, dude.
No.
That place is going batshit crazy.
I spent a lot of time in the east side of Dallas at Tiger Truck Stop in the late 80s, early 90s.
Really?
That's That's the only thing I remember about Texas is we always ended up having to stay a week or two at the fucking truck stop in Dallas to wait for a fucking another shift or whatever, however that works.
Well, I have to say, back in the late 80s and early 90s, it's not nearly as bad as it is now. I would have probably gone to Dallas in the late 80s and early 90s. I just wouldn't go now.
Oh, back in throughout the 80s was kind of when I was, son, it was all about Dallas, Fort Worth, all the way down into Mexico and shit. It was running all kinds of batshit crazy stuff.
Well, yeah.
See, I was a wee little baby then, though. I was only like 9, 10. You know what I mean? Just riding in fucking sim.
That's when I was deciding to enter my biker thug. Look at how cool I am. It's the wild, wild west days.
I will
the
say,
last time
though,
matter of
all
fact,
the
I sailed.
skylines that I've seen, Dallas has a badass skyline. When you're coming into Dallas, it's got a nice fucking skyline, especially if you hit it at the right time of day or a fucking. I remember we came into it during an electrical storm, just lightning every fucking where at night. It was fucking. That's just stuck in my head. Like Dallas is fucking awesome just for the skyline. Like Kansas City, the skyline is fucking shit. Chicago, I'm really not impressed with. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you look at any of the major cities, it looks good from the street angle, but from a distance, it's just like 4 or 5 buildings, and it's just what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? But Dallas is pretty to drive up to. I will say that. Well, it used to be anyway.
I'll
So
give you
Dallas
that.
has a good skyline from a distance, but as you drive up and then in it, you realize you're in the shithole.
Pretty much, yeah. That's how they get you.
Tarrant County is the last county I fell from. That's where it was, Tarrant County.
Oh, Tarrant County, yeah.
Dallas.
I mean, I get what Hutch is saying. At night, just from a distance, if you're driving into a city, because we drove through Dallas to go to Missouri and all that. Dallas is a little more spread out than Houston. Dallas's skyline is not bad. Houston, if you ever see the Houston skyline, is actually prettier than Dallas's skyline. Not that I ever want to go to Houston.
Just stop at the skyline distance. Don't go any farther. Leave that as your memory of Houston. Enjoy it and go home.
That's right. Turn around and get the hell out. Yes. Houston's skyline is actually better than Dallas's skyline, but
I will say though, now back in the day, it used to be kind of a lot cooler back in the day because Dallas and Fort Worth were actually separated back in the day. So you literally had the stockyards. You had there were cattle trucks coming in there. You'd hear, there was a difference.
Yeah.
Now it's all merged.
It's all one big conglomerate. Yeah. Well, Houston's kind of like that now, to be honest.
Houston's you used to have Kingwood and Humble and Rosenberg and Sugar Land. Now it's just, that's Houston. That's the little subdivision.
And the Woodlands and everything. The Woodlands and Katy. It's all, everybody's just like, well, we're Houston. Like the whole entire area comes all the way up to like the Woodlands.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
It's that city. It's like anything else. They want more because more means more money. So they don't want to do anything with it. So it doesn't get better. They just keep reaching out, sucking up more because then they can get more money, more help, more tax dollars, more control. We just need to go back to simple living. That's why I hate to say it, but man, a global EMP would be be a good cleansing. Go back to hand skills and actual knowledge of stuff. All the fancy food ha-ha would be going.
Knowledge of stuff. What are y'all planting in your fall gardens?
Not a damn thing. I ain't got one.
You could still grab a.
I'm keeping my aloe vera plant alive though that Tiger hooked me up with, and it's rocking. Yeah, that's what I should have done a while ago. And I could have gone that way and showed y'all what the aloe vera plant looks like.
Well, she gave me 2 elderberry cuttings. One of them died in the Texas heat. One of them is doing great. And my 3 little baby maple trees are still in the little pots, but I have them next to my elderberry in the pot. And so I kept the maple trees alive in the one elderberry. And I don't know where I'm going to plant them, but because it's too hot to plant in the ground right now. But I have a couple okra going. But in the fall, I know technically it's September, is it almost fall? But no, Texas not. I am going to plant some stuff, some brassicas and the Simca. What?
Brian Griffin said, I bought a Chef Gordon Ramsay TV dinner the other day. It's kind of a contradiction, though, chefs and TV dinners.
Right.
Is that really a thing, Ryan?
Oh, I bet you he's got his own brand. Everybody gonna make it a lick.
I've seen him at the grocery store, yeah.
Have you really? I've never seen that. A chef, but I guess I don't really go down the TV dinner aisle. A Chef Gordon Ramsay TV dinner.
G-Mon Nana, he is doing the more fine-tuning trimming now. He did the rough, and now he's doing the finer tuning. And then Hutch Tiger wants to know if she gave you elderberries.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got them growing up by the entrance to the driveway. I got them on the fence posts.
Yeah, he got elderberries. I got those 2 cuttings, but the small one died.
Everything that I got from the meetup is still alive, with the exception of the buck rabbit. Is that the proper term?
The what?
The male rabbit.
Oh, the buck. Yeah. Did he die?
Yeah, the heat whooped his motherfucking ass. He had like 3 or 4 days where it was like 113, 114. Like I had ice blocks out there for him and all that other shit, but he just he stretched out and boom, that was it.
We lost a rabbit too. In the past 3 weeks, we've lost 2 chickens and 1 rabbit. It was one of our one of our does. But yeah, it was the heat. It was that damn hot.
We lost 6 quails too, yeah. 6 of our quails died too because of the fucking heat. Like it just boom.
Yeah.
It was there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I gotta tell you, I was wondering. I was surprised that one of them didn't, especially when we were doing that 3-digit shit, man. It was like, holy crap. No wind would blow, and it's like, okay, this is like you're just sitting in an oven.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a few days I even told her I was half tempted to hook up the shop van underneath the carport and blow it that way.
The heat this year is making me rethink some of the building plans I've got on some of them critters, because like that's not normal for here. You know what I mean? Like, so now I gotta re-engineer for the possibility, you know what I mean, of shit fucking weather like that lasting 2-3 weeks instead of 2-3 days, you know what I mean?
Hey, Indy wanted to know, did y'all process them when they die like that? The rabbits?
No, I didn't know how long it was out there. The intestines could have cooked and made it just a fucking shit soup. No, no. I'm not taking that chance. If I'm not the one that kills it, I see it die, I'm not touching it.
Same here. If it was alive one day and I come back the next day and it's dead and stiff, no, that's a no. Because it was over 100 here. Like for us, it's been over 100. Not now, it's only like 93, but it was almost 3 months of over 100-degree temperature.
Oh, yeah, man. That's why I was taking that water and just pouring it out on the ground, because I happened to find out, I didn't know the chickens cool themselves through their feet. And so when I was like, oh, okay. So then I said, well, and then there was even, we were talking about taking some of those ice blocks I used to use in my lunch kit. And I was going to go put them out on the ground to see if they wanted to stand on them or something, because it was, but I kept soaking the ground down and I kept them in the shade. Because there was only like 45 minutes of the day where the sun would shine through the front of it and be in 3/4 of that, and they all just went to the back. And so I was worried.
If you could make like an iced roosting pole, like if you get like a 1/4-inch PVC and put caps on the end of it, about 3 or 4 foot long, fill it full of water, put it, or about half full of water, freeze it, that way it can expand, and then set it out there for the chickens to stand and roost on.
Oh, wow.
That way they've got a little iced perk.
That's a
You
good
might be
idea.
on to something.
Hmm.
You could take some, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, we even have a fan on the rabbits, like a fan blowing
Or you
through.
could make little bars with just some like 1/2 inch PVC, and you could do a screw cap on one end and cap the other. Just fill it like it's about 3/4 away with water, freeze them,
Right.
but then you could just hang them because you'd have the fittings glued onto the pipe. So then you would have that barrier. You could just take a coat hanger and make like a little hook that you could just set it in, and then they could get on it like a little swing almost.
Yeah. And see, in
And
the
it would,
wintertime, I mean, I don't know how cold you guys get, but like places where we get, empty it out and just put in some hot water, like boil some water, put it in the pipe, boom, and that way they can warm their feet whenever it gets, less than 10 degrees outside, or whatever the tolerance is.
Yeah, we don't really get that cold most of the time.
yeah. They'll just have to suck it up when it gets that cold. That's when they can all just bunch together,
Mhm.
use some body heat, fluff some feathers. They'll be all right.
I
I
mean,
give them a good bedding to sit in.
Yeah,
other than
we usually have 2 to 3 weeks of below like 5 degree weather, but it's sporadic.
Oh yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
that's
yeah,
shit, son. Down here, if it went that for 1 week, you'd have people stroking out, much less freezing to death.
Oh, I saw the
well, that's
news
what
when you guys
happened.
got a tiny bit of snow in the sky. I seen you big tough Texans.
Well, no,
Dude,
I
we
mean,
got hurricanes and rain all the time, and they still can't figure out if the dude's a little heavy how to drive. So
that's what I'm saying. Other than Snowmageddon, I still call it Snowmageddon, and it did kill some folks down here in Texas. That was a really bizarre few days, and it killed people in just what 3 or 4 days. We don't normally have that at all. It might dip down below freezing, but then during the day, you get back up and it's fine. I don't know how, man. I don't know. That amazes me how people die. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. No, it does. It amazes the shit out of me how people during our Texas Snowmageddon, a bunch of people died because it was so cold. But didn't that thing happen? What was it back in like 1995 or something? That way up in Chicago or somewhere way up north, it got so hot for so long that they had a bunch of deaths from like heat strokes and stuff.
oh yeah, I had the people out on their little balconies and shit just dying. They didn't
They
in a
literally
steam
died
box.
because it was too hot for
Oh, I
them.
did that too, by the way, Tiger. She fed her chickens frozen veggies. We did that. We bought a few bags of just mixed veggies,
Or
and then
peas.
I'd just take like a half a bag out there every other day and give them to them.
Yeah, they love that. Some
By the way,
people
if you do like spaghetti and noodles, do you give them the spaghetti and noodles?
yes,
Do they eat that shit too?
yes,
So just scrape it off into there and they'll go at it, huh? Okay.
yeah. Because I made spaghetti night before last, spaghetti and meatballs, and whatever spaghetti was left, I threw out to them, and yes, they love it.
So tomato sauce, all that stuff's okay, then okay.
I feed mine that. I feed
She
mine
had asked me that before, and I go, well, I said, I don't know. I know that you can give them like cayenne pepper and shit, and they ain't got no like shit don't get hot for them. So
yeah, red pepper flakes and all that. Yep.
okay, cool. Yeah, because we always got extra noodles, especially if she does, spaghetti.
Yeah. Mine loves spaghetti, and they love chicken, and they love everything. To be honest, you know what I have noticed though? I don't know
But you
about you
wouldn't
guys.
want to feed on like any bad meat. So like if you had some bad hamburger meat, you wouldn't want to cook that up and then give it to them anyway, right?
Well, if it's already gone bad,
I
I
think
don't
they
know.
should be fine. I mean, they'll cannibalize themselves, so I think they've.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
I
goddamn
mean,
dinosaurs. I think they got it. They can eat anything, just like a goat. I don't think rotted food is a problem.
no, I don't think so either. But I don't think I'd want to cook meat that's already gone bad in my kitchen and just for the animals. But that's just me. I do know that. I don't know if you've noticed this, Hutch, or if you grow basil, but my chickens do not like basil. Has anybody else noticed that? They love
Huh.
all kinds of greens from the garden, but they don't really care for basil.
Huh.
My chicken's like watermelon, but only when I'm not watching.
Right. Apparently mine does too, because my problem chicken got into the garden and ate one of my baby watermelons. So there's that.
Well, I had
But
something get. I had 3 let but I had something get in there a couple weeks ago and get to them, dug out from underneath. So it was either a coon, a fox, or I found my first bobcat around this way the other day. So that's a possibility too.
I don't think that bobcats eat. Well, I did hear that story. You were going to get out and play with it, and you realized.
Yeah.
Tiger
Hey.
says that hers don't eat the basil either. It's a no bueno. No bueno on the basil.
For some reason, my chickens definitely. I've noticed that because I try everything. I don't really throw
Basil's an insect repellent, isn't it? Isn't it one of those natural repellents for a few things?
Yeah, but I figured chickens. We eat it and it's green, and chickens love most things green, but they don't like the basil.
So if you mix it with other stuff and throw it in there, they'll literally eat everything but the basil. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, then there's something there that because and they're not they're fucking critical thinkers. So that means that there's something that they instinctively know. It's like it's a scent, it's something, it's some visual, and they're like, nope. That's weird.
Super strong. I have a whole.
That's kind of strange then to know what causes that. Because being a chicken that'll sit there and eat anything, even themselves almost, and yet that one thing there, they literally will go everything around it but that. So it's like they instinctively know not to eat that.
Well, it'd be kind of like us.
You know what?
Hey, this plant kills our cows, so let's go ahead and eat this plant, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Crush some basil up and make some like basil water and spray it on the other food and see if they still eat it. What? It's experiment.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to do all that.
Because I just wonder how they're picking up on the fact of that particular plant.
Well, if they eat insects and they notice that that it drives the insects away or kills the insect, then they would be like, okay, well, if it kills my food, I don't want to put it inside of me. You know what I mean? Because there's not really too many pest-resistant plants as far as insects and bugs. So, like, if your diet's primarily bugs and insects, you're going to stay away from.
See, but I wonder what instinctively, if it's a smell or
probably
some kind of, I don't know. That's kind of strange. You got me thinking now, because it's kind of like weird of just chickens, because chickens, it's effing chickens. And then to go, all of a sudden, there's this one thing that you just kind of go, and it's like, wait, they go around everything but that. And it's like, yeah, and it's like, wow. Now that's chickens that don't come across that smart to me. That's why that really fascinates me. I guess it's like, wait a minute, you dumbass bird, you're going to be selective on basil of all things.
It is really strong, and it's pretty resistant to bugs. And yeah, it's a deterrent to bugs. So I don't know if that's a built-in thing for them, but it's interesting. But I've thrown basil in there. Well, today I trimmed several of my basils, and I took some inside and I put it in a jug of water on the table, because you can't put basil in the refrigerator because it does not like cold weather. Y'all know that. But I threw a little piece of it in there, and they just looked at me like, what? And anything else that I throw in there, though, they go at it hard. But basil, they just look at me like, weird. Sweet potato greens, they love those. Sweet potato vines. Ooh.
See, that's just weird. I'm going to have to try that.
Try it.
Get some of them basil leaves out of the herb jar over there that she used up on the tray. Sprinkle it in their little cup of food and then throw it in there, see if they.
Yeah, that's cool. I saved a shit ton of basil seeds.
Oh, that kind of basil. I see what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying no. I've saved
I'm just playing around with basil too.
Shit ton of basil seeds.
This is parsley. This is parsley. Get it right.
parsley.
She goes hanging up the Ziploc bag.
And okra seeds. And tomato seeds. And cilantro seeds. They will eat the cilantro seeds, though. They will do that.
Well, I
Oh,
can't
ladies,
stand
it's getting on
some
the
of
boat.
some of that shit is just too fucking strong, boys.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All righty, Nikki.
I'm going to go. I just came out to smoke and hang out outside for a bit. But I'm going to go in and figure out what the heck I'm making for dinner. Because I don't know.
I think I'm going to get me some lunch.
Did you say lunch? It's 3:30.
Yeah, well, just really wasn't hungry. Not really overly hungry right now, but just kind of need to eat a little something.
All right. I got you. All right. Well, y'all have a good one. I will keep it on the TV and be watching and listening when I'll figure out what the hell I'm going to make for dinner. So.
All righty. Well, thanks, Nikki, for coming up and hanging out.
All right. Well, I hope your day is getting better. And
nah, but it hit a cool little cruise moment there. So it's still the same shithole before I started the conversation. Nothing just changed. I just had a nice little break in the moment. That's all.
That's
I don't
right.
overthink it.
You have to have distractions every now and then.
That's it.
All right. Well,
thank you, ma'am.
I'll talk to you later.
Later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Snippy. Yeah, everybody, I guess, you know what? Make your day a good day. Because I think I'm going to give me something to eat on. And so, yo, make it a good day. I might stream tomorrow. I don't know. I'll try to get back to doing something. I'll figure something out. So, by the way, don't forget tonight with TT1, we'll have Wacky Wednesday. More than welcome. Come on by. Give it a thumbs up. And I will holler at y'all later. Take care, everybody. Peace.